Yo, what's going on, Vikings fans? Welcome in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports as we are live for the NFL trade deadline, which is less than 2 hours away. We'll be chopping it up around the latest in the NFL. We have already seen some big-time trades go down with some teams in the NFC as they're gearing up for this playoff run. The most important move that impacts the Minnesota Vikings was actually the Detroit Lions landing Zadarius Smith, edge rusher from the Cleveland Browns, for a fifth-round pick, and they also received a seventh as well. And then also another trade, which I know Vikings fans, we're looking at this guy as a potential trade target, but he is off the table. Marshon Lattimore is heading to the Washington Commanders for a 2025 third and fourth-round pick, and a sixth-round pick also, and then also the Commanders are getting a fifth-round pick as well. But what's going on, everybody? Let's start it off with this. If you guys want the Minnesota Vikings to make a move today, give me a skull down below in the comment section. As actually, funny enough, former Minnesota Viking Andrew Booth Jr. was just cut by the Dallas Cowboys after they did trade for Jonathan Mingo early on today. But what's going on, everybody? David, CJ NFL, Lori, Charles, Varden, J Val all day saying let's trade Darnold for Stafford. Yeah, that is not going to go down in the next 2 hours. But Josh in the chat, Craig in the chat, Jeremy in the chat, Tyreek in the chat, Big Bam, Bros Plays, Raymond also in the building. Shout out to all of you guys in the house already. Almost 230 people already in here. Love to see it. As Jesus M saying trade for Willie Gay. That's not a bad option. Saints are clearly going for a little fire sale here as JD Production saying, hey, please. Bros Plays saying, I changed my name instead of Russ Plays. All right, shout out to you. I'll keep that in mind. But thanks for tuning in. Carl and Kyle. Joe saying D-line. Yeah, so I have the top three kind of positions of need for the Minnesota Vikings shoved out right here. I think, top two by far, defensive line and cornerback. And then offensive line. I think interior O-line still may be a position need, but, rarely do we see offensive linemen trade in the NFL. I mean, I was even shocked when the Vikings were able to land, Cam Robinson in that deal. But defensive line for me is my number one position of need, and then also cornerback. And we'll be diving into a bunch of trade targets, talk about like a Greg Newsome. You got the all-in guys like the Jaycee Horns, Dexter Lawrence's, Jeffery Simmons still out there. And we've already had a hectic trade deadline today. And, if you guys were watching the Monday night game yesterday, Mahomes got hobbled up a little bit. And I thought if that injury was serious, I thought maybe we would have seen a ton of teams go all in today. Like if we got a report today, Patrick Mahomes is going to have to miss, the remainder of the season, whatever it may be. And yes, that would be terrible for the league and viewership. But I think we would see a kind of reactionary effect where a bunch of other teams have been like, besides the Lions, this whole league is wide open right now. Maybe we go all in, but obviously Mahomes was fine. But, man, 320 people in the building. Shout out to you guys. If you guys could also hit that thumbs up icon. We're only at 33 likes. It really helps us out here trying to get this stream out to the most Vikings fans possible. So if you guys could, hit that thumbs up button, like today's stream, and we will break it down on today's show. But before we do so, I do want to tell you guys about a sweet deal we have going on right now. And if you guys download the Prize Picks app today and plug in promo code CLNS, you guys will get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Plug in that promo code CLNS, get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app out there. You just choose more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and you guys can start to watch the winnings roll in today. But I also want to give a massive shout out to another sponsor on today's show. That is Game Time. If you guys download the Game Time app, use promo code ChatSports. That's ChatSports. Terms apply, but first purchase only. Plug in promo code ChatSports at Game Time. You guys will get $20 off. If you guys are trying to go to the next Vikings home game versus the Arizona Cardinals, this is the best way to do so. So shout out to Game Time and Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. But let's just dive right back into it. So if you guys want the Vikes to make a move today, give me a skull down below in the comments section. As Tim Lindsay is saying, come on, Kwesi, do something. Now, if I had to give my prediction, I don't think the Vikings are making any more moves. Now, we can go back and we can look at some of the past moves they made. They did obviously get Cam Akers for a conditional 2025 sixth-round pick, and Akers will no doubt be the RB2 for this team moving forward. I think they made that very clear against the Colts. I don't think we'll see a lot of Ty Chandler anymore. At least offensively, I'm sure he'll still be the kick return guy, but I think they're very comfortable going Cam Akers, Aaron Jones. But the one thing for the Vikings, like obviously not going to trade for this running back, but I would like them to add a physical bruising type of running back just to add a bigger sense of physicality to this team because, yes, I've loved Aaron Jones. I've loved how Cam Akers looked against the Colts on Sunday night, but I do think if the Vikings, they just want to take that next step offensively, maybe adding a big bruising back in free agency or in the draft could be something they could do. But, the other trade for the Vikings was this one, Cam Robinson going for a conditional 2026 fifth-round pick. It can move to a fourth based off playing time. Vikings also got a seventh in here, but assuming if those conditions hit, it will pretty much be Cam Robinson for a 2026 fourth-round pick. So, with the Vikings already having limited draft capital, I already see, Gillespie saying not enough draft capital, asking prices are too high on these guys. I just don't know if the Vikes are going to make a move. As Jesus is saying, how about Snead from the Titans? We did hear in the offseason the Vikings were interested in L'Jarius Snead. I would love him. Very physical cornerback. Has played in big-time games. Super Bowl champ with the Chiefs. I would love L'Jarius Snead, but I don't know. Are the Vikings willing to give up a first-round pick for him? Are they willing to give up maybe the 2026 second-round pick? I really doubt that. But, man, we will see. As Ojibwe saying, yeah, we need a long snapper. Yeah, the Vikings, unfortunately, got some bad news for their special teams this week, as Will Reichard obviously was doing with that right kind of thigh contusion is what we're going to call it right now. He had a heat pack, ice pack on his right thigh during the game. And, the Vikings are working out kickers today. So, make sure you guys are subscribed because once we get an update, on the Vikings maybe bringing somebody in, we will have a video for that ASAP. Yeah, John Parker Romo coming in from Ross Olson. That's probably the guy they're going to sign. He was with this organization in the offseason, so I could possibly see that. But Joseph saying trade Pat Jones. Yeah, Pat Jones is a guy that I could see being dealt. I don't know what his, draft compensation would be in return, but I wouldn't hate that idea. I think that would just allow then Dallas Turner to get more reps, which, I would absolutely love that as well. Brandon saying not kneeling with 30 seconds left at halftime is expensive. Charles saying the guy I want more than anything is defensive player is Myles Garrett. I mean, I would love Myles Garrett too. I just don't think the Browns are going to trade him. But it was good news that, I always thought the Lions, they had a chance to go all in this year at the deadline, like a Max Crosby or even a guy like Myles Garrett. But, them getting Zadarius Smith, I think that's probably going to be the last move that they make. As MG rules. Myles Garrett's awesome. Javon saying we need Jaycee Horn. I love Jaycee Horn. I mean, young and up-and-coming corner, still only 24 years old. You would be able to lock him up for a lot of years, after that. But, the Panthers, I think they're probably viewing JC as kind of that blue chipper that they're not going to get rid of. So, I think he's unlikely. How about Michael Onwenu from the Patriots for O-line help? Again, I would like that, but I don't know if the Patriots are going to do that because then Drake May is just going to be, under duress all year. And I think that's their number one priority is getting Drake May solid reps. So I can't really see them moving off any offensive linemen, but we actually got reports earlier today that, who is it? KJ Osborne actually might get dealt to the Chargers. So that's a move you guys should look out for. But we'll dive into some trade targets here in a second for the Minnesota Vikings. I just quickly want to go over all the moves that we have already seen today. So the Lions actually got things started off this morning. They were able to trade Zadarius Smith for a fifth-round pick. Thought that was a good pickup for the Lions, but I don't really think this, moves the needle for me in any way. This is just going to be another guy in that rotation on that defensive line. But you guys let me know, does this trade scare you at all? I'm going to probably say no. But again, maybe you guys disagree with me. Yeah, I saw that Tyrese Robinson just went to the Patriots. That was pretty interesting. Smith is 32. He's not the same player. I agree. Darius saying, come on, Kwesi, we need a move. Yeah, I don't know if it's we need a move, but I would like one. You do have an opportunity this year. For me, it would be interior defensive lineman. If you had to pick one, I would like a corner, but if I had to pick one position group to target, it would probably be defensive line. Yeah, Edwin saying the same thing. We need D-line. We have no push. I am totally with you on that. I mean, I got this ranked out as my highest positions of need for the Vikings. Number 1, defensive line. Number 2, cornerback. And then if you are going to add some more depth, maybe the offensive line. But I really think this is unlikely. for the Vikings to make a move there. But Z Cool saying Zadarius Smith is not worth it anymore. He'll hold the defense back more than helping the Lions. I mean, if Zadarius Smith is out there on first and second down, you know what the Vikings should do? You should run right at him. The Zadarius Smith, especially with the Vikes, he struggled against the run. And with him just getting older, I mean, he is not the same guy he once was. So, I would be all in. I'm not really too moved by that trade for the Lions. I do think the Lions are still a very, very good football team. Don't get me wrong on that one. But, again, Zadarius Smith going to that team, it's a good pickup. I don't know if it's a true needle mover where I'm like, oh, man, now the Lions are running away with NFC. And also, I want to get this take out there. We got a good amount of people in the building. Vikings fans, I hope everybody's on the same page here. I think the Vikings are the second best team in the NFC, and frankly, I don't even think it's close. I think it's Lions are number one. I think the Vikes are number two. I think the last 3 weeks, yes, you lost to the Lions. We lost to them on a game-winning field goal. Like, you went toe to toe with them throughout the entire game, and it just came down to a couple mishaps late. And then you followed that up with the Rams. Rams are a very good football team. Short week after just playing a very physical game with the Lions. The fact the Vikings even made that a football game with some calls obviously going against them, like, that was impressive. And then I thought what was so special about this team, like, I think we all need to take a step back and be like, we are not going to roll through every single game. Like, not every single performance is going to be a complete game start to finish. And I thought that adversity that they faced at halftime, when the Vikings are looking up, man, and they're like saying, God, we got more first downs. We're killing them in time of possession. We're killing them in total yards, and we're down 7-0. And just hearing the guys, the way they talked about it after the game on how much energy they came out with in the second half and, how efficient they were offensively. Like, I thought Kevin O'Connell, I went back and I watched all 22 last night when I was wrapping up my day here, and they looked good. Like, a couple of bad plays by Darnold, no doubt about it. But overall, I thought the Vikings played a very, very good game. But again, if you're going to play the Lions, you're going to play the Packers, one of these better teams in the NFC, you can't have Darnold have the same turnovers he had against the Colts because they will make you pay. But you guys, remember, like, I think we're undervaluing how impactful Blake Cashman is on this team. Like, once he gets back, I think this defense is going to take just another level. So, I still think the Vikes are going to be in the NFC Championship this year, and it's probably going to be in Detroit. It's going to be a tough game, but, anything can happen. Like, Goff can throw a fluky pick six. We could have a strip sack. Special team scores a touchdown, and then, bam, you look up. It's late fourth quarter, and let's just say it's a close ball game. You just got to make a couple plays, and you could be playing in the Super Bowl. So, I think the Vikes, I understand the Eagles are coming. I understand, the Commanders, they just traded for Latimore. That's going to make them a much better football team. But I still stand right now. The Minnesota Vikings are the second best team in the NFC. I want everybody to get on that same page. I understand that, almost I think it's a little bit of like us being Vikings fans. And, I'm a younger Vikings fan. I just turned 25 years old, but I've gone through like the Blair Walsh missed kick, 2009, even though I was only 9, 10 years old when that disaster happened in New Orleans. But like, I think all of like, it's almost like PTSD. Like, us Vikings fans, like, we can't fully buy in because of the past. Even 2016, us starting 5-0, then going 3-8. I mean, all of us are, in the back of our heads, we're freaking out a little bit. But I'm a big believer in this. Like, the Minnesota Vikings are the second best team in the NFC, and that's why even today, I understand we have limited draft capital, but go and try and take advantage of this year where you got through the toughest part of your schedule and you were 5-0. Like, you got the Jags, you got the Titans, you got the Bears, Cardinals, Falcons, Seahawks, Bears again before you go up against the Packers and Lions. Like, the Vikings could rip off like a 7-8 game win streak right now. If you just want to go get your football team better on the margins, that would kind of be my point to Kwesi is like, I understand this is a building year for the Vikes, but you also never know how special a year could be. Like, I would never wish for this. Let's just say the Lions have an injury to their quarterback. Jared Goff goes down. The Vikings should be the favorite in the NFC. Like, you truly, truly never know. Obviously, you don't want to go too all in on a year, but we've also seen Kwesi's not that good at drafting. Like, he really hasn't had a strong draft since becoming the Vikings GM. I would rather have them go be aggressive at the deadline, get a proven commodity, and then with all of the money they have in free agency, like, then you go make a move there. That's how you get this team better. But And especially if you do want to take advantage of JJ on his rookie contract, like, this is the way you do so. So, that's kind of my take for you guys. I think the Vikings are the second best team in the NFC, behind the Lions. Got to tip your cap to them. But, man, I'm right there. I am right there with this football team. I'm starting to get really excited because just going back and watch that Colts game, man, like, they look good. The defense looked really good. And I understand I was saying the Vikes struggled with, pressuring the quarterback with 4, but then I went back and I watched it. I'm like, they also had a couple big-time plays where they're showing their typical mug look, 7, 8 guys lined up. They all bailed off, and they actually get some pressure on Flacco. Like that Byron Murphy interception was a great example of that. 7, 8 guys lined up. They all bailed. Front 4 was able to get home a little bit. Flacco had to force a throw, and Byron Murphy did a great job of undercutting it. Then you had, Cashman back in that. I don't know. I'm just still a believer in this football team. But, if you guys could, let me know where you're hanging out at today. Shout out your city. Are you guys in Minneapolis? Where are you guys watching from? We should get Grover Street because he played good against us. I would love that. Yeah, he was a dog. Ross Olson saying Thielen has a no-trade clause. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think the Vikes are going to be bringing in Adam Thielen. But we got Tim Lindsay in Des Moines, Iowa. Naffle in Maplewood, Minnesota. Eric Mott in Jacksonville. Ross in Wilston. Hansons in Norway. Joseph in Phoenix. Z-Cool. What's up, Z-Cool? In Decherd, Tennessee. West Tennessee from Timothy. Germany from Mayor. Jacksonville from Forever Smug. Grim, small town, West Virginia. Brian's in Calais. Reckless in Hampton. We got Joey Tanya in Ramsey, Minnesota. Tony saying Horner Lawrence would be the ideal target. Skull from Denver. Shout out to you. Yeah, I mean, Dexter Lawrence is my all-in trade target, but again, I just don't think the Giants are going to move off him. Z Cool saying it's easy to be a Vikings fan in Titan territory. Z Cool, are you going to go to that game? 2 weeks from now? Week after? Let me know. We need to trade for Thielen before the deadline. Guys, I know. I would love to see Thielen back in the purple and gold, but I just don't think that is a big – yeah, I just don't think that's a big need. And, honestly, I could see Thielen getting traded to a contender this year. Like another contender besides the Vikes, because obviously I think the Vikes are a contender. But, I could see Thielen getting dealt. Eric saying Lakeland, Florida. Ty Man the Buckeye saying Ohio. Zombie Nation saying the Vikes were horrible against the Colts. Their offense is garbage, and our defense could barely generate pressure. I just totally disagree with you. You take away a couple missed kicks, take away a couple bad turnovers. I mean, that offense was probably going to drop 34 points on a Colts defense who has talent. Like, it's not like the Colts are a dumpster fire of a team. They are a middle-of-the-pack team. And when you mess around with the middle-of-the-pack team, you have missed kicks, you have turnovers, the game's going to be closer. But still, that whole game, like, once the Vikings answered out of the second half, I still felt like they were going to go win that. And for me, the game was never really, in doubt. Obviously, I was nervous after the Darnold interception late in the fourth, but we'll see. It's sideways saying, yeah, that should have been a 38-7 win without miscues. I'm with you. I thought the Colts game was a good game. Like, I thought the Vikings probably played their B-plus game. You take away the turnovers, the miscues. I mean, you got rid of the pre-snap penalties. You had no pre-snap penalties in that game. You did have to burn a timeout, but that wasn't an issue anymore. Would have liked to see more from the quick pass game, but I was going back and, they had a couple quick plays to Josh Oliver, which I liked, and I would like to see TJ Hawkinson start to run those routes. But, yeah, as somebody's saying, yeah, only a 3 and 4 for Latimore. So, full trade details. I'll actually put them up on screen right now. So we'll run through them. So this was the full details of the Browns trade right here. A 5th and a 6th for Zadarius Smith and a 7th. The Cowboys actually made a move today. They got Jonathan Mingo and a 7th-round pick for a 4th-round pick. I have no idea what the Cowboys had planned. They just put Dak Prescott on IR, and now they're trading a 4th-round pick before the deadline. Just super weird from the Cowboys. But this was the final trade compensation for Latimore. I thought the Vikes had a chance to trade for him, but apparently the Saints wanted 2025 draft capital. And that's also the thing with the Vikings making a move here. You would probably have to dive in to the 2026 draft capital, which obviously teams selling at the deadline, they would probably want some capital for this season. So that also makes it a little challenging. But you know what? I actually think this is good. I want to ask you guys this before. Here's the last trade that went down. Mike Williams, Jets, they got a 5th-round pick. As we are getting reports from Jeremy Fowler, the Browns aren't anticipated to make any moves before the trade deadline, so keep that in mind. But here, let me ask you guys something. Let's hear your guys' thoughts on this. What would you give up to trade for Dexter Lawrence? Now, I don't think he's getting traded, but I do think, reckless speculation here, there is a trade offer I think the Giants would say yes to. We haven't heard anything that he's untouchable just yet, even though I'm 99.999% positive he is untouchable. But, what would you give up? As Joseph saying, I'll give up my left eye. Hey, Joseph, I might as well. Caden saying 2 firsts and a third. I'm right there with you. I would love to give up 2 first-round picks and a third. Honestly, I would give up 2 firsts and a third for a guy like Jeffery Simmons too, because then you look at the defense. Everybody think about roster building. I understand we don't want to give up first-round draft capital or any draft capital because it's already so limited for the Vikes. But, think about it like this. You would get, Jeffery Simmons, Dexter Lawrence. Let's just say, that trade goes down. As we are getting a report, wow, perfect timing here. The Titans are receiving trade offers for Jeffery Simmons coming in from Diana Rossini and Sebastian Joseph Day. I had one team say today, we gave Tennessee a call to check in on Simmons. Before we knew the answer, they picked up the phone and was a no. So looks like, maybe they're just saying no to everything for Jeffery Simmons. But, let's just say this. Vikings offer 2 firsts and a third for Simmons. Dexter Lawrence, whatever it may be. You got him as your star defensive lineman. Harrison Phillips is already locked up. So you got those 2 in your interior. Grenard's locked up. Van Ginkel's locked up. Dallas Turner's locked up. There's your defensive line. You're set there. Linebacker, Pace on a rookie deal. Cashman locked up. So we'd have that front 7, one of the best in the National Football League, locked. You would still need to make a move at cornerback, but you can do that through free agency. You still got the safeties. Maybe you extend buying them. Harrison Smith, Metellus, your defense would be good. Corner would still be a question mark. Now you kick it to offensively. Darisol's locked up. Brian O'Neill's locked up. Running back could be a play for the Vikings, but then again, you could just go sign any type of guy for maybe a 1-year, $7-8 million deal. You got Jefferson, Addison, they're good. TJ Hawkinson's good. I understand we don't want to give up our draft capital, but the Vikings already have a base of their team laid out. And if you go all in, you go get a stud defensive lineman, like a Lawrence, like a Simmons. Again, I don't know if the Titans or Giants, I am 99% confident saying this, they do not want to trade those guys. But if you throw them an offer they can't refuse, Vikings fans, let me ask you this. If they traded for Dexter Lawrence or Jeffery Simmons right now, do you think the Vikings will make the Super Bowl? Because you know what also that would help with? What's the Lions' MO? Who's your biggest competition in the NFC? Or even take the Eagles. What do the Lions-Eagles love to do? They love to run the football. You almost got to play gamesmanship within your own conference. The Niners, they want to run the football if you get matched up with them. Even the Rams, I understand they got the weapons on the outside, but they start their offense with running the football. I'm just saying, that's why I'm a little nervous about the playoffs here for the Vikes. Because I do think they're the second best team, but you get a tough matchup. Let's just say the Eagles somehow win that division and you got to go play in Philly. You got to go deal with Jalen Hurts and Saquon in that run game. I don't know, man. I don't know. A.M. Ramson saying you earned a sub dog. Appreciate you, A.M. Shout out to you. Mickey saying I would love Nate Newsome. Are you talking about Greg Newsome the second? I'm assuming that's who you're talking about for the Cleveland Browns. Antonio saying I better see a trade right now. I would love that. Joseph saying giving Flores Dex is crazy. I mean, Flores would have a field day, man. The corners can hold up if the pressure's there. That's also a great point. If you would add another guy, because you think about this. Could you imagine that typical mug look for the Vikes where they line 8 guys up and you got Dexter Lawrence in there. You got Jeffery Simmons in there. You got Van Ginkel, Grenard, Dallas Turner coming off the edge. And let's just say that's the 4 you rush at the quarterback. Everybody else drops back. You would be able to get so much pressure. You would be better at stopping the run. Truly that defense for the Vikes, that's why the more I'm talking myself into this, you got to go all in for Jeffery Simmons or Dexter Lawrence. They're on contract for the next 3 seasons. You would have the best defense in the National Football League. And then what would you ask of Sam Darnold, Kevin O'Connell, and all the weapons? Get us to 21 points, and we can win any football game. Like, Darnold's played good enough where I think Darnold's a good quarterback. But is Darnold good enough to carry the 7th best defense in the league to a Super Bowl? No. But Darnold's good enough to take the best defense in the league to the Super Bowl. With all the weapons, with Kevin O'Connell, like Jeffery Simmons, Dexter Lawrence. I know they're not available. Maybe, like, I know Quinnen Williams is probably not available as well. But if you could just add that type of player, that archetype of player, like, man, this team would go to a whole nother level. As base Jaron saying, you get Dexter Lawrence and you get pressure with 3 or 4 and can defend the pass better 100%. I'm with you. And Max saying, imagine having a DT that does the centers what teams do the Bradbury. I'm waiting for the day, man. I am waiting for the day. And it's also with the Vikes, man, like, want them to just get more physical. Like, once these games, like, obviously you don't need to go to the Lambeau anymore, but let's just say it's cold and you're traveling to Philly in the playoffs. You're traveling to Washington in the playoffs, who's another really, really good running team. If you just add that sense of physicality with a guy like Dexter Lawrence, with a guy like, Jeffery Simmons, I would be all in on it. I would be absolutely all in on it. So it's kind of where I stand right now. On the Vikings landing either of those two guys. Branch saying, hey, Seeps, been watching every game this season on here. Keep up the good content. Always love the live streams. Hey, Branch, I appreciate you. Kind words. Definitely keep me motivated, man. Leaked from front office, Dexter is outbound. John, don't get my hopes up like that, man. Don't get my hopes up like that, John. That's mean of you. That's mean of you. But we'll dive back into this. I'm going to go over 10 trade targets here in a second. We're flying through them. We're going to continue this coverage here. But before we do so, I do want to tell you guys about Game Time. They are sponsoring our live show for the NFL trade deadline. If you guys download the Game Time app, terms apply, first purchase only, but plug in promo code CHATSPORTS. That's CHATSPORTS. When you're making your first purchase, you guys will get $20 off. Now, Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks helps filter out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Now, my favorite feature is the Views from Your Seat feature, which gets you a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you even buy. So if you guys want to check them out, download the Game Time app today. Give them a look. #1 ticket purchasing app out there. Link is in the description of this show. But shout out to Game Time. What time is it? It's game time. So before I show you guys some of my trade targets, let me know in the live chat. Name a player the Vikings need to trade for. You guys let me know. Because you got Jeffery Simmons, Dexter Lawrence. As Rocky, 2 Vox saying we should trade Darnold in a second for Trevor Lawrence. No, Trevor Lawrence has been bad this year. Trevor Lawrence, I think he just it's kind of that first pick shield where people just automatically think he is a hell of a player. He has been awful. Jesus saying Dexter Lawrence and Snead. Quinnen Williams coming in from my ear. Joseph saying trade Pat Jones, Ingram, Asamoah, and a first for Dex. Yeah, don't hate that, but Giants probably hang up the phone fast. Joey Tana, what up, Joey? Saying Jeffery Simmons. M. Max saying if we can't get these top 2 options, Calais Campbell. My man, M. Mac. This is who we should talk about here. Calais Campbell. That's also another move where if you're Kwesi and maybe you don't want to go all in on a Jaycee Horn, Jeffery Simmons, Dexter Lawrence, and let's just say those guys are off the table. Calais Campbell is my next top option. Calais Campbell is a big game player. He's a big play player. I don't think Calais would be a guy where you're running them every three downs defensively. But when it's a 3rd and 7, or maybe when it's a 3rd and 3, you put him in there next to Harrison Phillips, next to Jonathan Gennard, Van Ginkel, Dallas Turner. That is a very, very solid option, man. Very, very solid option. So Campbell, I would love that. That's a move where also I'm talking about like, oh, the Vikings are, maybe not going all in because it wouldn't take a lot of draft capital, but man, I would love that. So I also do have a little super chat menu for you guys if you guys want to help support the show. What's the news? Oh, yeah, that was kind of expected. Will Reichard's going to IR. All righty. We got some bad news. Will Reichard is going to IR, and it's going to be John Parker Romo, who the Vikings brought in this offseason. Will Reichard going to IR, going to miss at least the next 4 games. Yeah, that'd be great. Player bios, couple weigh-ins. Could you, like, does this concern you? Y for yes, N for no. Yeah, should be good. Gotcha, thanks. Yeah, we got some breaking news here. Will Reichard is going to IR. Will the Thrill going to IR? It's going to be John Parker Romo stepping in. Joseph saying we can't have nothing. Yeah, John Parker Romo is going to be the new kicker. Will Reichard going to IR? That is definitely unfortunate news for the Minnesota Vikings, as Reichard was on fire. Yeah, that's a little disappointing. Yeah, breaking news here. Will Reichard going to IR. John Parker Romo going to be the kicker for the Minnesota Vikings. Let me just look this up real quick. I'll get you guys some stats on John Parker Romo, tell you guys all about him. As well, the Steelers are trading for Packers veteran pass rusher Preston Smith. Okay. Steelers trading for Preston Smith. All right. We got some news coming in. Oh, wow. All righty. Yeah. Shocking news there. John Parker Romo is going to be the newest kicker, as also the Packers are sending Preston Smith. Packers trading Preston Smith here. All righty, hold on. Let me just get some graphics up on screen for you guys. Breaking: Vikings sign John Parker Romo. That is a disappointing turn of events for a man, Will Reichard. Vikings right there breaking. They're signing John Parker Romo to the active roster. Will Reichard is going to head to IR. As now, here's the trade. Preston Smith heading to the Green Bay Packers. Okay. Wow, breaking news here for the Vikes. A big day in the NFC North. All 3 teams have made a trade besides the Minnesota Vikings. The Bears sent Khalil Herbert away. Wow. All righty, there we go. We got some news here. Vikings signed kicker John Parker Romo. Will Reichard's going to head to IR. Preston Smith and Mike Williams heading to Pittsburgh today. Packers, a little bit of a shocking move here. Wow. That's the breaking news. We should try to get Khalil Mack. Don't think the Chargers are trading him. John Parker Romo, newest kicker for the Minnesota Vikings. Let me get you guys some information on him. So he is 27 years old. John Parker Romo, 27 years old. Field goal percentage of 89.5. So Will Reichard's going to IR. As a true freshman, Romo served mostly as a kickoff specialist for Central Arkansas. He did not kick in any games that year. Then he transferred to Tulsa after his tenure with Central Arkansas between semesters. He was a walk-on player for Tulsa, where he, again, mainly handled kickoff duties, but he made 2 of his 5 field goals and had 1 blocked attempt. He fared much better and finished the season with 17 extra points on 18 attempts. He was signed by the Saints out of Virginia Tech in the 2022 NFL Draft. As now he signs back with the Vikings after Will Reichard is going to head to IR. Very disappointing stuff here. What are you going to do, though? What are you going to do? But this is also another shocker for the Vikes. We'll dive into a cut here shortly, talking about the Minnesota Vikings and their new kicker here. See if I can get his XFL stats for you guys. So here, I got his stats pulled up. So in the XFL with San Antonio, he played in 10 games. He made 17 field goals on 19 attempts. He was 6 of 6 from 20 to 29 yards, 2 of 3 from 30 to 39 yards. He was 7 of 7 from 40 to 49 yards, and he was 2 of 3 from 50 plus, and he also had a long of 57. Awesome. Social player bio. Sweet. If you could put them at the top, that'd be great. So John Parker Romo, former XFL kicker with San Antonio. He was 17 of 19 in 2023, as Will Reichard is going to go to IR. We knew the Vikings were going to bring in kickers today found the Will Reichard injury on Sunday Night Football. Also, the Vikings need a long snapper now, too. Andrew DePaulo, all-pro, he is going to IR as well. So, definitely not good for the Vikings special teams group here. Not good there. But, hey, we got to put some faith in the XFL kicker. We're also getting reports that apparently Anthony Richardson is off limits for other teams trying to trade for him. But also another shocking trade for the NFC North. Preston Smith getting traded away by the Green Bay Packers here, heading to Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh's viewing this as a year they can go make some noise in the playoffs. Shocking day. Shocking day. Oh, you might just have to. You see this right here? Like it does that little thing with the. Yeah. Yeah, Rappaport was. But here we go. Mike Garafolo tweeting it out. The Vikings are signing free agent kicker John Parker Romo. Sources tell me and Tom Pelissero, a former undrafted free agent with the Saints. Romo was in Minnesota this offseason and now set to make his NFL regular season debut with the team. There we go. What a shocking move here. This is definitely unfortunate for the Vikes. More news around the NFC North. We saw earlier on this morning the Lions picked up Zadarius Smith. So Zadarius Smith has now played for the Packers, Vikings, and now he's going to play with the Lions. Maybe you can follow in the Robert Tonyan route and play for all 4 NFC North teams. As Young Good saying Blair Walsh redemption. Should we have brought in Blair Walsh? Y for yes, N for no. You guys let me know. I'm going to say no on that one. I'm pretty sure I saw Blair Walsh is a real estate agent somewhere. I remember somebody tweeted out like his, kind of face card for whatever place he was at. But Mac, yeah, he's saying no for that. But yeah, Will Reichard heading to IR. Very unfortunate. He was perfect on field goals this year, leading up to the Sunday Night Football game versus the Colts. Mike Sloyo saying no. If we get Dex, you have to shotgun 3 IPAs live. If we get Dexter Lawrence, it would be a party here. No doubt about it. Steve Warren saying no, Greg the Leg. Greg the Leg's actually, he was a Giants and he went to IR. So he's out. Yeah. Gotcha. Rappaport, picture good. Still doing that question mark thing on the date. Like where the colon is. And Garofolo. All right, we got Will Reichard heading the IR. Yeah, so here's the breaking news for the Vikes. Will Reichard, he was perfect before the Lions game. Then he missed one from 53 and 31 yards. He had a long of 58 this season, but he is heading the IR. And then there's the news. Vikings sign kicker John Parker Romo. Some breaking news here for the Minnesota Vikings. You guys let me know, though. Does this concern you at all? Are you worried about Reichard's injury? Give me a Y for yes or an N for no down below in the comments section. I could just read only this real quick. So maybe the Vikings aren't making moves today, but we got some news around this football team. Oh, there we go. Sweet. Yeah, I'm just going to hit the news, and I'm just going to recap NFC North stuff. Yeah, all the weigh-ins were good. Yeah, appreciate it. I'm just going to jump right into this. Yeah, we got all of the John Parker Romo stats. We'll go over it. We're going to get you guys a full cut here, breaking down what just happened with Will Reichard, John Parker Romo, newest Minnesota Viking. Also want to go over what has happened in the NFC North as all three teams besides the Minnesota Vikings have made a trade. But no trades for the Vikes. But right there, as Viking just signed a long snapper, McQuaid. Let me look that up real quick. Because we know Andrew DePaolo was going to miss some time. But Will Reichard going to go to IR. All right, fellas, we're going to dive into this here, but we got some breaking news. Man, oh man, we're going to break it down on the channel right now. All righty, if you guys are ready to go, let's dive into it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. We have some breaking news for you guys. The Vikings have just signed a brand new kicker. He's actually a familiar face, John Parker Romo. Now, he was with the Vikings during the offseason. He was in that quarterback battle with Will Reichard, but we also do have some disappointing news on Will Reichard. It's not looking like he is just going to miss one game here. He is going to miss at least 4 games as he is officially heading to IR as well. Will Reichard, he was on the year 14 of 14 heading into the Colts game. Then he did miss one from 53 yards, 31 yards, but also special teams coordinator for the Vikings actually said his injury had no impact on it. He actually hurt his right leg during one of the extra points, and he was just dealing with it at halftime. But if you guys remember during that Colts game, we saw Reichard with kind of a heat pad around his right thigh. And he was clearly hobbled up every single kickoff he was attempting in that game. He came off limping. So I expected him to at least miss, one game here. But him going on IR, he's going to miss at least 4. And, I'll make a quick point here. The Vikings kicking curse, right as we thought we had it broken, the Blair Walshes, the Greg Josephs, and, all of these just, kickers who have absolutely, gone to shambles here in Minnesota. I thought we finally had the guy in Will Reichard, and he was great so far this season, but he is heading to IR. So let me ask you guys this. Then we'll dive into more also around the NFC North as Preston Smith left the Green Bay Packers today. The Detroit Lions also traded for Zadarius Smith. So the Smith brothers, actually funny enough, both got dealt during the NFL trade deadline. So we'll be breaking that down as well. What does that mean for the Minnesota Vikings? And, could we see a move come in, here for the last hour. But I'll ask you guys this. Are you worried about Will Reichard's injury? Give me a Y for yes or an N for no down below in the comments section. You guys let me know your thoughts on if this injury to the Vikings kicker worries you guys. So I do want to get you guys some stats on John Parker Romo. So he started off his collegiate football at Central Arkansas, where he did not attempt any kicks. Then he transferred to Tulsa, and he only attempted 5 kicks there. Went to Virginia Tech in 2020 and 2019. Didn't get on the playing field at all in those seasons. Then in 2021 at VTech, he was 18 of 22, 81.8 kicking percentage. And in that year, he was 2 of 3 from 50 plus, 5 of 6 from 40 to 49, 6 of 7 from 30 to 39, and then also 20 to 29, he was 4 of 5. But most recently, right here, this guy, John Parker Romo, was in the XFL playing in San Antonio. And that year, he had an 89.5 kicking percentage where he was 17 of 19. He was 6 of 6 from 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 2 of 3, 40 to 49, 7 of 7, 50 plus, he was 2 of 3, and he had a long, actually, of 57 there. So, John Parker Romo, no experience kicking in an NFL regular season game, but he's got a lot of experience kicking in college and the XFL. Actually, Lions kicker Bates, he was in the XFL as well. So we have seen a couple of these guys make the jump to the league and be, pretty successful here. But, I still think when Will Reichard returns to injury, this is still his job. But, definitely a concern for me. I'm not going to totally freak out about it, as I don't think this is like, a season-ending move. The Vikings kicker just got hurt. It is unfortunate, though. I mean, Will Reichard this year, 87.5 field goal percentage. He was perfect on extra points, which is obviously always something you appreciate. But in total, John Parker Romo, his college stats, he made 49 extra points. He was 27, I believe, of, see the total here, 27, I believe, of 28 total, or 20 of 28 total in his collegiate kicking career. So I thought this was an okay move for the Vikings, but definitely a little concerning. Now, I do want to quickly show you guys the first trade we saw go down earlier today, and it was with our division rival, the Detroit Lions. They picked up Zadarius Smith for a 5th and 6th round pick. They also got a 7th in this one. Quick thoughts on this trade. Florio reported this a couple days ago that the Lions were in active trade talks with the Cleveland Browns for Smith. But, Zadarius Smith, he doesn't really move a needle for me. We have definitely seen him take a step back over the last couple of years. He is terrible against the run. Yes, he is a good pass rusher on just strictly pass rush down. So if it's 3rd and long, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, he can still be very effective. But I'll tell you this. If the Vikings are playing the Lions NFC Championship game or Week 18, whatever it may be, and you see Zadarius Smith lined up on the line of scrimmage, I am running at him all game long. No doubt about it. Like, he is not the same guy in the run game that he once was. He is still pretty skilled at getting to the quarterback, but this was a bit of a shocking move. And then also another divisional trade for the Vikes, or not for the Vikes, but that kind of impacts the Vikings. The Bears did send Khalil Herbert to the Cincinnati Bengals for a 7th round pick. So the last 2 losses, the Bears are just trying to get some more draft capital in return heading into the rest of the season. But if you guys could also make sure you guys are subscribed here to the channel. We're going to keep you guys posted with nonstop Vikings coverage. So right there, that's a link to it. Go down there. It's a free, easy way to help support the show and help support this channel. So hit that subscribe button. We will keep you up to date, even if it's a kicker getting signed with the Minnesota Vikings. I'll have a video for you guys ASAP, getting you guys everything you need to know around that front. Now, coming up in a second, we also had the Packers. They traded away one of their edge rushers, Preston Smith. So get you guys the information that you need to know on that, and then also talk about, some other trades that have gone down in the NFC early on today. But before I do so, I want to tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor, and that is Game Time. If you guys download the Game Time app today, plug in promo code ChatSports, you guys will get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Now, Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Now, my favorite feature of the Game Time app is actually the views from your seat feature. which allows you to get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you even buy. And then also Game Time ticket coverage. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. So if you guys haven't already, check out Game Time. Download the app today. Get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. $20 off, though, if you guys plug in promo code CHATSPORTS. You guys will get $20 off. But shout out to Game Time for sponsoring today's show. What time is it? It is game time. So let's talk about it. The Packers, they made a little bit of a shocking move today. They are trading Preston Smith to the Pittsburgh Steelers for only a 2025 seventh-round pick. Now, Preston Smith, very similar to Za'Darius. He wasn't the same guy that he once was, but he definitely still played a key part in this Packers defense. And with them, struggling against the Lions last week, this was a bit of a shocker. But, I honestly don't see this from the Packers' perspective, especially since you're only getting a seventh in return. Maybe if you're getting a fifth or something. But, maybe the Packers could use this to trade up in next year's draft, whatever it may be, to get a prospect that they really, really like. But man, definitely an interesting move. Now, this was a move that, doesn't necessarily impact the Vikings a whole lot, but an NFC North or NFC contender, the Washington Commanders are trading for Marshon Lattimore. Now, this was a guy that I really wanted the Vikings to get, mainly because his base salary for this year was literally only $650,000, so he would have fit under this year's cap. The next 2 years it would have been just 18, and he is still playing at a very, very high level. But also, we got a report earlier that the Saints, they wanted 2025 draft capital, so that didn't really make too much sense with the Minnesota Vikings, considering they only have, technically a first and a fifth and a seventh for next season. They should get a conditional third for what went down this past free agency, but obviously you can't make those moves right now. So that was a bit of a shocker. Some other moves that went down in the NFL today, the Cowboys received Jonathan Mingo for a fourth-round pick. Not too sure what's going down in Dallas over there, especially, after Prescott just went to IR earlier on this morning. That was a bit of a shocker. But then also Mike Williams, he ended up going to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a fifth-round pick. A little bit of an overpay for a receiver who, in my opinion, doesn't have too much left in the tank here. But, the big news of the day for the Vikes, Will Reichard, he is heading to IR. And then right here, John Parker Romo, the Vikings are signing him, and he will be your field goal kicker this upcoming Sunday. So, again, I'm not too worried about this Will Reichard injury, but we'll see. We'll see. But we'll close off today's show asking you guys this. Confidence level in the Vikings for the rest of the season. Scale it for me 1 to 10 down below in the comment section. I was saying during our live trade deadline coverage that I really do believe the Vikings are the second best team in the league, NFC still. So I'll probably give them about an 8.5 right now. I'll give the Vikes an 8.5 for the rest of the season, but you guys let me know. If you guys want to give me a follow on Twitter as well, I'm actually only 2 followers away from 1,000. So if you guys want to be that 1,000th follower, hit me up over there. Handle is @PatSeeps. And we'll see you guys next time. As always, Skol Vikes, baby. Alrighty, news of the day. John Parker Romo is the newest kicker for the Minnesota Vikings. Here we go. John Parker Romo. We actually did have a super chat roll in. We'll show that on screen here real quick. Vikings are signing John Parker Romo in a bit of a shocker. Let's just get this new link for you guys. Yeah, appreciate you guys being patient with me. I am self-producing the show. So if you guys give me a second, we'll get this all up on screen for you. Also get you guys the countdown clock. Still an hour away, so there's still time for the Vikings, to make a move here. I just don't know how likely it is, but a bit of a shocker with the Packers making that move. Did not expect that whatsoever. But yeah, that's the news of the day. But we do have a super chat coming in. Tim Lindsay, how you doing? All right, let me just get set up. All right, we're back, fellas. Saying, hey, Patrick, just subscribed recently and love the coverage. Thanks for all you do. Waiting for that blockbuster trade. I can feel it coming. First off, Tim, I appreciate you. Very kind words. Man, shout out to you. Jordan saying, I never listened to you before, but I am sold. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to you for tuning in. Yeah, if you guys haven't already, hit that sub button. But Tim's also saying, waiting for that blockbuster trade. I can feel it coming. Man, I am too. I'm hoping for it, but I don't know if I feel it coming. Man, a guy like Jeffery Simmons, I mean, we are throwing a party here on the channel. That would be, that would be the all-in move for the Vikes, in my opinion, would be Jeffery Simmons. But apparently the Titans, they're saying no to everything. So, again, I think that is very unlikely. All righty. There we go. 670 people in the building. If you guys could, hit that thumbs up button. We're closing in on 1,000 likes here. As let me ask you guys this. So I do have a super chat menu for today. I was thinking about maybe giving this away on today's show, depending on how many super chats we get. It's this little Vikings Now Shotski thing, where if you guys put shot glasses in here, go there, and you guys can take them a shot. It could be a great tailgate item. It is beautifully designed right there. I was thinking about it. Maybe if you guys send in a raffle ticket today, we'll give it away on the watch party on Sunday. But if you guys send in 5 today, I mean, I will remember it. And then also, any super chat, you get your thoughts up on screen. If you guys have a hot take around the Minnesota Vikings, we'll toss it up on there. Also, I did this. Every $10 super chat we get, maybe I'll do 10 push-ups, try to stay in shape here. As we're going to be live here for the next hour at least. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Shout out to all the real ones in the building. But if you guys do want to support the show, obviously super chatting goes a long way here. But, with an hour away, I say we kick it to this. If you guys want to make the move, or the Vikings to make a trade here, or make a move that's not signing John Parker Romo, give me a skull down below in the live chat saying, Jordan, appreciate you having coverage. This is exciting. It is exciting because anything can happen at any second. Like, we were just live, and then bam, John Parker Romo signs. Bam, Will Reichard goes to IR. And Max saying skull. Chocolate Milkman 23 saying skull. Ross in the chat. Devin Robinson. Jacob. Matt L. Silverback Racing TV. Shout out to you. Fear the Hydra. Eric Mott. Dellis. Jordan. Antoine Jones. Football Dude. Andrew. Trucker Miller. Shout out to you, Andrew. I remember you from a while ago. And then Joey Tana. That's a real one. Remember Joey back in the school side days. As Matt L saying, do something, Kwesi. Do something. I hope so, man. I hope so. But also, what are your thoughts? Should we raffle this away on the watch party on Sunday? We already have a bunch of real ones' names on it. Like, I'm sure you guys may see yourself in here. If you guys have supported the show before, like Rogers in there, Scolger, Munkus, Harvey Buxton, Z Cool's on here. If we should give this away, you guys let me know. You guys let me know. Right there. Maybe it's going to be on Sunday for the Jags game. I like the idea. Raffle it. All right. Hey, if you guys are down, if you guys send in a $5 super chat today, that will get you 1 ticket on the wheel. You guys send in 10, it will get you 2, and we'll give it away at the end of the game this Sunday. That's what we'll do here. Got a really, really cool raffle item. So there you go. Aaron Sperry, what up? Saying skull. Is this a Jack Sperry relative? Well, Sperry's got some family over there. Milan saying skull. B2 Racing, skull has skills. Let's go. Purple Papa saying give it away. Yeah, I think it's pretty sweet, man. I think it's pretty sweet. Milan in the chat. Dwight, how much capital or draft picks do the Vikings have to work with? Let me pull this up for you guys real quick. Vikings draft capital, because it is just 1 first next year and a 5th as it stands right now. So 2025, yeah, it's 1 first, 2 fifths technically that they could trade. One from actually this is the Darius Smith trade, which is a good deal. So you got 3 picks that you could trade. Maybe give 2 fifths for maybe a Sebastian Joseph Day, maybe. But yeah, we could see. Update this clock for you guys. There we go. Yeah, we're under an hour. Right there, 59 minutes. Thoughts on Mad Max or Parsons as a pipe dream option? I mean, I would love both those guys, but I don't think edge rusher would be where the Vikings target this year. The Cincinnati Bengals are among multiple teams that are searching for specifically a defensive tackle. Maybe the Vikings are one of those guys that are looking for a D tackle. Apparently multiple teams are calling for him. Call Aaron Donald. You know what would be crazy? With the Rams going on this run, reckless speculation here. Shout out to the Score North boys for that phrase. I love it. But reckless speculation here. What if the Rams, let's say they win the NFC West. What if Aaron Donald comes out of retirement for the playoffs? I think he's a guy, he could step in. He could literally sign an hour before kickoff. I bet you he's in good enough shape to make a huge impact. That would be nuts. Fisher Skull. As I said, if Vikes can make a major move to make a statement, we can't contend. Otherwise, Detroit is the team of the North and the entire NFC. However, it took all they had to beat us. That is a good point. It took all of the Detroit Lions to beat us, and that was also, I didn't even felt like the Vikings played an A game that game. I thought the Vikings played their B game. Also, more news around the Vikes. Norv Turner. You guys remember Norv Turner? He's a senior advisor now for the Raiders. He's going to help out his son, Scott Turner, who's going to be the offensive coordinator. Nevada saying, so who's kicking this week? It's going to be John Parker Romo. That's fresh. Yeah. Jay Castillo. And we're fully healthy versus the Lions. Yeah, that's also a good point. No Hawk or Cashman versus the Lions. The Rams game of the week with how the defense played, they could have dropped 50 on us. I disagree about 50. I think that's a little extreme. But, the defense didn't play good against the Rams. But, again, short week. You're coming off the Lions game. And didn't have Cashman in the lineup. I don't love making excuses for that group. So we're going against Sean McVay, man. Sean McVay is one of the best coaches in the league. I think he's honestly, in my opinion, I know Andy Reid deserves the credit. And, probably would still go Andy Reid number 1 here. But number 2 for me, Sean McVay is up there. Sean McVay's up there. You think we need better LBs, linebackers? No, I don't. I just think Cashman needs to get healthy. Also, if you guys have a question you're dying to ask, super chat button down below. It also helps support the show. You guys will get up on screen. We'll talk about your question, really in depth here for about 5-10 minutes or so. I love this part when you guys are kind of, directing the ship a little bit. Helps me out definitely. So if you guys want to support us, just super chat. Get your thoughts right up on screen next to me, just like my man Tim Lindsay did, saying, "Hey Patrick, just subscribed recently and love the coverage. Thanks for all you do. Waiting for the blockbuster trade." If you guys want your name, avatar right up there, super chat. We'll throw up on screen, there in a second. But alrighty, name a player for me, guys, that the Vikings need the trade for. Let's get some shout outs in the chat. Tim saying, "What up, Kool-Aid?" We got Kool-Aid Man in the building. What's up, Kool-Aid Man? Saying, "Do you think we're gonna make a trade?" I don't know. We got an hour left. I'd probably say no, but I'd love for the Vikes to make a move. Quinnen Williams, Jaycee Horn, Dexter Lawrence, L'Jarius Sneed. You guys are going all in on these. Trade targets here. I love it. You guys are going all blockbuster names. How about this? I'll challenge you guys a little bit. No blockbuster names here. Name somebody the Vikings need to trade for. No blockbuster names. Any starting caliber center. Unfortunately, you are not going to get that. Fortunately, you're not going to get that. Cesar Ruiz, not a bad idea. I doubt the Saints move off him, though. Too evil to hope. Carson Wentz, I'm all right on. We already have Carson Wentz. Sam Darnold and Wentz are the same guy. Literally the same exact quarterback. They both have red hair, too. My guy, though, and I'm pissed nobody said this. Calais Campbell. That's the man we need to be a Minnesota Viking. Calais Campbell. He's not going to be a guy that's going to be on this team for multiple years, but just this year, he's an interior defensive lineman. You can kick him out on the edge. I understand he is 38 years old, but this man is one of the freakiest athletes of all time. I want Calais Campbell. Fisher Mike, I didn't even see you. My bad, Fish. That's on me. I just bought a Campbell check valve, but there you go, cool. Cool man, Mike. I want Calais Campbell. Hey, Silverback saying in the live chat, Calais doesn't play every down anymore. That's fine. You would only probably need to give up 6th, 7th round swap for him. He would just be a big down player. 3rd and 7, 3rd and short. You got Calais Campbell out there. That would be my guy where I want the Vikings to target. But we got Joe Beto, first-time super chatter. Shout out to Joe, sending in $5. If you guys could show Joe some love, give me a skull, Joe, down below in the comments section. But Joe, see what you got to say. Again, if you guys want your questions or thoughts up on screen, super chatting, we'll throw that up on there in a second. So, do you think a major factor to Darnold struggling is because of our own line? I think it's two ways here. Like, obviously, Darnold, he hasn't gotten the best play from the interior of his offensive line. Like Bradbury and Ingram, even though Ingram, there are some, like, I don't want to call them, like, film nerds out there on Twitter who, just take a couple clips of Ed Ingram actually doing his job and be like, hey, I told you, Ed Ingram's not that bad. Ed Ingram's not a starting caliber offensive lineman. Bradbury's been bad here and there. Obviously, I understand he stepped on Ed Ingram's foot, but that's not an excuse. Like, it's not an excuse for getting absolutely ragdolled and causing a scoop and score. Like, that can't happen. Like, I understand everybody says, like, oh, Darnold can't turn the ball over in a big-time playoff game. Well, you know what? You also can't have your offensive linemen stepping on each other's feet during a playoff game. As Drolla saying, Reichard went to IR. Yes, he did. Will Reichard did go to IR. Joseph, why do we get a kicker? Because our kicker is hurt now. Will Reichard is heading to IR. But, Joe, I also think it's a combination of two things. I think Darnold, he holds on to the football way too much. We've already known that. Highest percentage in the league. And also with Darnold, like, I feel like he just gets happy feet too much in the pocket. Like, I almost want Darnold, instead of going through his progressions where he's looking 1, 2, 3, and then he's sacked. Like, if 1, maybe you go quickly to 2, just use your feet a little more. Like, that's where I want to see it. Like, 3rd and 4s, 3rd and 5s. Like, obviously, it's tough to compare anybody to a guy like Patrick Mahomes here. But, Mahomes in these big-time playoff games, like, he'll bring his legs out randomly. Like, if you guys are betting people in the playoffs, take Mahomes, his more on rushing yards. Take it every time. Tyler, was TJ at deadline trade? Yes, he was. TJ Hawkinson 2 years ago. Do you think we're actually going to make a trade? I'm going to say no. I think the Vikings stay put here, but maybe it is a Calais Campbell. Maybe they try to go get something for him. Vincent, we're getting nobody. Dylan Parham, I wouldn't hate that. Shout out to Kool-Aid Man in the live chat. Yeah, but the news of the day, Vikings signed kicker John Parker Romo. Do you think the Vikings should have drafted Jared Verse over Dallas Turner? It's easy to say now that they should have taken Verse, but, Turner really hasn't had a chance this year. I think everybody should kind of be patient with them. Very limited snap count this season, but Flores also said this week that he'll be getting 20-plus snaps in every game for the rest of the year. Yeah, you can tweet off Chat Sports. Appreciate you. Yes. Did I put in the headline? Yeah, ARD. Yeah, appreciate it. Good luck, Joey. Shout out to you. Will Reichard. Said Reichard. Turner still here. Yeah, I'm still a believer in Dallas Turner. Are you surprised Patrick Jones hasn't been moved today? Not really. Guys, Patrick Jones, I know he has 5 sacks, but he's really not that talented. Thought those 5 sacks were just scheme sacks. It's not like, he's an edge rusher where teams are like, oh, he's going to take us over the top. No, I don't think that's, necessarily the case here. Trade for Richard Simmons for tight end or wide receiver. Not too familiar with him. Joe saying Jalen Ramsey and Calais Campbell for a future second sound nice to me. That sounds nice to me as well. I would love that. However, the Dolphins did just extend Jalen Ramsey this offseason, so I don't know if they would want to move him. Vikes should get Latimore from the Saints. Unfortunately, Latimore is heading to the Washington Commanders. Right up there, fellas. Dalvin Tomlinson, I wouldn't hate that, Dwight. I think that's a guy I probably should have talked about more. Tavon Lowe, Vikings trading for Kenny Clark. Maybe we trade for a nose tackle, Dexter Lawrence. Man, I hope so, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Just don't think it's going to happen. Don't think that's going to happen. Giants view him as like a foundational piece here, so, doubt he gets dealt. Doubt he gets dealt. But, hey, we got a super chat rolling in. So, Dak, appreciate you. Talk about what you had to say here. Just got to let this load. Michael Pierce back? I don't think the Ravens are giving him up, or otherwise I would love it. Tom Lyles, get that offensive guard from the Colts. Yeah, I just don't think they're gonna ship him off. Linval Joseph, nah, I'm all right on Linval. I'm all right. Linval's nowhere near the same guy he was in his prime, man. Nowhere near. But here we go. We do have another super chat rolling in. I appreciate you. Coming in from Sodak85. Shout out to Sodak supporting the show. Give me a skull, Sodak, down below in the comment section. As he's saying, Buda Baker, Greg Newsome, or Adam Butler. Out of those three options, I'm going to lean with Newsome or Butler. I don't know. I would say Newsome. You guys let me know, though. Out of Sodak85's question, pick one of these guys to trade for. Obviously, Buda Baker is the best player by far, but one, I don't think the Cardinals are trading him. They're 5-4, and you would probably have to give up, some elite draft capital. But I would probably take Greg Newsome out of these three options here. Very solid corner. Chocolate Milkman. Neighbors is not on the block, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, Adam Butler wouldn't be a bad option from Las Vegas. You get a defensive lineman. It's kind of like, what would you rather trade for, a cornerback or a D tackle? But I do think Greg Newsome would be a good scheme fit with Flores. He's very versatile. He's a very intelligent player. Went to Northwestern. What did the Commanders give up here? Nevada Maverick. I'll show you the full trade details here on the Commanders trade. So this is all it took. It was Latimore and a 5th heading to Washington. And the Saints got back a 3rd, 4th, and a 6th. 3rd, 4th, and a 6th. So, we did get a report early on today that the Saints were looking for 2025 draft capital. Once I heard that, kind of took the Vikes out of the running. Not sure if they were calling on them. But, I would have loved Latimore. He is on his contract's not terrible. The Saints kind of set it up where they would take on a lot of dead money where the team trading for him wouldn't have to give up too much. Like this year, he's only on the books for $650,000. Next 2 years, $18 million. The Saints are going to be loaded up with dead cap, though. So they just wanted, draft capital on that one. Yeah, Will Reichard, though, heads IR. Very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. But my man Garrett Rustborough coming in with a super chat. We appreciate you, Garrett. See what you got to say. Everybody give me a skull, Garrett, down below as well. Garrett, $5. If the Vikings want to be a championship-type team, get a new center, right guard, and a lockdown cornerback, and a star D tackle. I don't see us making any moves. Skull Vikings. Yeah, Garrett, I think you hit it right on the head there. Definitely the biggest positions of need for the Vikes. I would probably go, if I had to rank them, I would probably go star defensive tackle number 1, lockdown corner number 2, right guard 3, center 4 in that order. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't see them making a move here. We're still 44 minutes away. Anything can happen. The trade deadline actually over the last couple of years in the NFL has gotten more and more exciting. Each year. Yeah, I got you guys. We're going to get them out of here. We're going to get them out of here. Don't worry. How about Jaycee Horn? Like Jaycee Horn, I just don't think that's likely. Yeah, don't worry, guys. We got him out of there. No spamming. I'd appreciate if nobody spams, for everybody can get their thoughts in the live chat. Catch back up with the chat here. Yeah, but Garrett, yeah, I don't see us making a move either. Star defensive tackle will be number one. Um, my guy would be Calais Campbell. And I think that's a good point from Tommy James saying Calais would be a good rotational / leadership guy. Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is a guy, he's 38 years old. All he's going to care about is winning. Like, he's not going to, really care about, making wow plays to, increase his tape. Like, all he cares about is winning. And I think that's huge. He's also a great, walk off the bus guy. And what I mean by that is he's 6'8". He's a big dude. Like, you feel him out there on the football field. So, and he's also had a very good year. So my number one guy, it's no doubt, Calais Campbell. If that's a trade that goes down, it would be awesome. Hey, I want to start what you are doing right now, starting a YouTube channel and talking about my favorite team, coming in from Spacewalker. Yeah, I love it, man. It is the best thing in my life. It is sweet. I'm very blessed. Very blessed. Caden, DJ Reed isn't available. No, he is not. DJ Reed is not available. Top 10 corner in the league. Jets probably still feel like they can, for some reason, they still feel like they can make some noise this season. But yeah, DJ Reed won't get dealt. Jets want 1 first-round pick for Quinnen Williams. I did not see any reports about them dealing him. I'm assuming he would go for more than a first, though. I heard Thielen is now with the Steelers. I don't think so, mainly because of the fact, I'll throw it up on screen, the Steelers is traded for Mike Williams. So I don't think they're going to bring in another receiver here. How about Jalen Ramsey coming in from Mark? Just don't think the Dolphins are trading him. And he is an older guy, but he is on contract for the next couple of years. He would obviously be a very, very good scheme fit. I would love it. However, I just don't know if it's, that likely. I post stuff. Why is everybody talking about Addison? He's good, bro. I don't understand. Addison, we heard the trade rumors around him. I thought they were ridiculous. I will say for Addison, it's kind of nice, his whole free 3 thing. It's just his calling card since he was at Pitt. But he can also post it on Instagram and be not like throwing a shot at Kevin O'Connell. It's almost like you're throwing a shot without throwing a shot. Because he could have posted that and been like, yeah, I need the effing ball more here. The one thing that I thought was cool about the Jordan Addison thing, if you guys saw post-game Kevin O'Connell's locker room speech, he went right up to Addison. He was like, I got to get Addison the football more. He said, I got to keep dialing his number. So clearly the Vikings, clearly they heard the noise that he posted on Instagram. And I think Addison, it's going to be one of these games. I'm keep waiting on it where he's going to go for over 100 yards. He's going to find the end zone. Yeah, he is good, but reminds me of Diggs' attitude. I think it's different. Diggs was way worse, man. Addison, besides the free 3 thing, he hasn't really done anything where it's that typical diva receiver look. And I think that also speaks to the culture the Vikings have. That you could have a first-round pick in Addison who needs the football, but as here we go, we got a cornerback trade here. Just rolling in. Wow. The Rams are trading 2-time Pro Bowl cornerback Tre'Davious White. Anybody want to guess where? To the Baltimore Ravens. Tre'Davious White heading to the Baltimore Ravens as they are gearing up. Wow. Cornerback Tre'Davious White heading to the Baltimore Ravens, coming in from Tom Pelissero. There's another corner off the board for the Minnesota Vikings. Ross, Ravens getting ready for the Chiefs. Don't know the trade details just yet. Once we get those, we'll toss them up on screen. Tre'Davious White, breaking news here, heading to the Baltimore Ravens. There we go. Full details to be announced. Trey White, okay. I mean, he is not the same guy, no doubt. But wow, Ravens really gearing up here. Because who did they also? They traded for Deontay Johnson, so they got their receiver help. Ravens got their help at corner. I know the Vikings got I know the Vikings got to be patient with kind of where they are at, but man, I want them to make a move. Want them to make a move. All these teams that are right there contending, they're making moves today. Commanders, they got Latimore. Ravens, they got Deontay Johnson. As we are getting details, it's just it's literally just 7th for 7th. They're literally just jumping it for a 7th-round pick. So the Ravens are sending a 2026 7th-round pick. They're only receiving a 2027 round pick. 2027 7th-round pick. It's literally a 7th-round pick swap to get Tre'Davious White. All right, so I'm guessing, or is that a 5th? Did he have it wrong here? Now I'm getting it's a 7th for 7th here. Caden. We're getting word this is just a 7th for 7th. Apparently Baltimore was also in on Latimore. Yeah, and also the Ravens are getting a 7th-round pick back in this. Football dude saying Max Crosby, he's not available. Kwesi's not getting fired after. Young good. Wow. Yeah, I'm with you. I just hope some kind of move is made. Like, you got a special season on your hands. You're the second best team in the NFC, in my opinion. Like, yeah, you can stay put. Just want to get yourself better on the margins, man. You go make a move. Wow. Tre'Davious White heading to the Baltimore Ravens. I post stuff saying Kwesi needs to make a move. Yeah. Fortunately, I don't think a move's going to happen. 37 minutes away, though. We still got time. Also, hey, shout out to everybody who's tuned in. We've had almost 10,000 people hop in here today. We got over 845 people. Shout out to you guys. This is awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully, you guys stay all the way to the end. We're going to be live until the trade deadline. So we will be reacting live to all the moves that get made in the next 36 minutes. I don't know, I'll ask you guys this. Do you think Kwesi's making a move? Y for yes, N for no. Let me know down below in the live chat. It's Kwesi's kitchen close. I think Chef Kwesi might be in for the night. Josh is staying optimistic. He's saying yes. Same with Sodak85. He's saying yes. Movie Talk Studio saying maybe. B2 Racing saying no. Tariq, he wants a trade. Skull Jets is saying yes. Cody saying no. Kyle Quick saying yes. Darius Alexander. We got some. Tony saying absolutely. Tony Belcher is giving me an absolutely here. This is the final compensation for Tre'Davious White. I think these are the funniest trades in the NFL. So you're just 7th for 7th. I guess the Rams just wanted one in 2026. Maybe the Rams, maybe this is a move where they're like, hey, we can just get some sort of pick where they can help to get the quarterback after Stafford. But, man, is Tre'Davious White that cooked? Goes to Baltimore. We need Calais Campbell. Harvey Buxton, what's going on? Any news? No, sir. Oh, Harvey, I checked in on the Eric Kendricks jersey. It did not get shipped out yet, but I'm literally doing that. I have it in the studio. For some reason, could be on me. For some reason, it didn't go through, so it got sent back here. So we had it there, but then it just got sent back. So it will get to you eventually. I apologize for the delay. What team is Calais on? Calais is on the Miami Dolphins, so clearly they could be sellers today. What about Patrick Mahomes? I don't know. You guys think the Vikes need to trade for Mahomes? I think we're all right. I'm just kidding. Obviously, Mahomes would be sweet, but he is not on the market. TMD, we need Cashman back. We were leading the league in sacks when he was playing. Yeah, Cashman's going to be huge. Yeah, Bryson saying no need for Mahomes right now. We're all right. We do not need Mahomes. Trade a first-round pick to the Chiefs for the refs. I would do it. If we could have the refs in our back pocket for the rest of the year, would you guys trade a first? Bring John Randall out of retirement, coming from Matt Grove. Do you think Randall still got it? Antoine Jones, Eric Kendricks, or TJ Watt? No to Eric Kendricks. Absolutely not. Please do not trade for Eric Kendricks. What would we have to give up for Mahomes for the Chiefs even to accept? There is not a trade out there. You would need to give up literally Justin Jefferson. Like, you would probably need to throw in Kevin O'Connell, like Christian Darrisaw. Like, I mean, there's just not a trade, guys. Yeah. Chris Carter out of retirement. Yeah. All right, let me ask you guys this. A little fun question here. Let me actually see if you can get this up on screen. What former Minnesota Viking would you add to this team? If I had to pick two, I'm bringing back the Williams brothers. Got some Adrian Petersons coming in. I don't hate that at all. What former Viking would you add to this team for this season? Let me ask you guys that. Randy Moss, Kirk Cousins. Come on, man. Pat Williams coming in from M-Mac. Peterson or Moss. Greenway. Antoine Winfield. Ooh, Xavier Rhodes. That's going to be the winner for me. Who said Xavier Rhodes? Joshua Merrick. Give me, if you guys want to even go an extra step here, give me the year of the player. 2017 Xavier Rhodes. That's who I'm going with. One of the best corner seasons I've ever seen. Tarkenton. Yeah. That'll be sweet. What about Favre? Would Favre be up there? 2009 Favre throwing the Jefferson, Hawk, and Addison. I mean, that would be sweet. Oh, Zach Gaming. Where's Zach Gaming 23? Alexander Madison. Zach Gaming, I am this close to banning you on the channel for that one. Harvey saying 23-24, Josh Dobbs. Randall. Yeah, I mean, John Randall would be a good one. Ooh, Matt Asiata. M. Max saying facts. Favre is basically darn. Fair point. Teddy Bridgewater. Antoine Winfield. Antoine wouldn't be bad. 2023 Kirk coming in from Caleb Hammer. Prime Adam Thielen. Joseph saying Alexander Madison isn't even funny. I don't know. I got a chuckle out of that. Buckner and Grover Street from the Colts to the Vikings need. I'd be down for both those. 71 Alan Page. Yes, Tom Wiles. I would love that. John Randall. Kyle Rudolph. Man, we already got Hawk and Josh Oliver. I think we're all right there. Randall McDonald. It's not a bad one. Guys, obviously it's Andrew Booth Jr. Yes. Obviously it's Andrew Booth Jr. Ooh, prime Jared Allen. Not a bad one. Kyle Sloter. Andrew Zendejo. Robert Smith. Everson Griffin. Ooh, Randall Cunningham. Prime Dalvin Cook. See, if I'm at a running back, it's obviously going to be prime AP. All right, I think my Carter Boyden, I'm not even going to say the name you just said. No. Ooh, Hutchinson. Yeah, get that help on the line. Prime Joey Browner. See, I wasn't alive for Joey. But obviously I've heard that he was, a stud. Brett Favre. All right. If I had to rank them, top, how many should I do? Should I do 3 or 5? I'll do 5. Top former Minnesota Vikings I would add. Number 1, I think I'm going to do John Randall. Number 1. Nick H. saying Blair Walsh. I might kick you from the live chat. I'm going to go prime Adrian Peterson number 2. Take that back. I'm going prime Xavier Rhodes number 2. So John Randall, Xavier Rhodes, Adrian Peterson. I was gonna say Phil Loadholt, but he was right tackle. I love me some Phil Loadholt. Lewis Seen, prime Laquan Treadwell. How about this? I'll do this. John Randall, Xavier Rhodes, Adrian Peterson. Then I got the Williams brothers at 4 and 5. Marcus Davenport. You guys are being ridiculous. 2009 Sidney Rice. See, I was 9, 10 years old during that season. Made me fall in love with this football team. We do have a super chat rolling in from a real one here. T Sugar. See what you got to say. Just got to let it load up here real quick. Mike Hughes. Stop. How about this? Mike Hughes getting some tick in Atlanta this season, actually having a good year. Prime Jonathan Grenard. Yes, sir. All right, let's switch the conversation. T Sugar saying this. Let's go silly with a super chat. 2 first-round picks and a third for Micah Parsons. Prime Anthony Harris. Adrian saying Christian Ponder. Adrian, come on, man. Prime Cordarrelle Patterson. All right, 2 first and a third for Micah. This is coming in from my man T Sugar. You guys let me know. Would you take this trade? Would you do this right now? 2 first and a third for Micah Parsons. I want to say, yeah, I would do it. But also, no. I would probably say no. And I know that sounds crazy because Micah's, so good. But, yeah, I mean, Ross Olson saying in live chat, we got Dallas Turner and Jonathan Grenard. I wouldn't want to give up that draft capital. Now, if the Vikings had a need at edge rusher, I'm doing this in a heartbeat. Yeah, I'm going to say no to that trade. Hey, a silly super chat from T Sugar. Bernard Perriman. It's a good one. What about Dexter Lawrence? See, yes, 2 first and a third for Dexter Lawrence. I'm doing it in a heartbeat. 2 first and a third for Micah. I'm probably saying no. And that just comes down to, positional needs for the Minnesota Vikings. Trey Waynes from Joshua Merrick. TF saying 2 first and a third is effing wild. Yeah, I'm probably saying no. Anything on Horn? Haven't heard anything about Jaycee Horn today. We need physicality in the interior. I'm with you. I hear Jeffery Simmons is a hard no. Titans are not trading. Yeah, I heard the same thing. But again, anything can happen. These teams will let, reports get out to just up the trade value on a couple guys. Let me just check Diana Rossini. She's been pretty on top of it. The Panthers will be keeping Bryce Young, apparently, so he won't get dealt. Yeah, Zadarius Smith went to the Lions. Oh, Movie Talk Studios. This is awesome. I think Movie Talk Studios has a trade we can all get behind, everybody. We almost got 1,000 people in here. That's awesome. He says, F it, we ball. Our whole team for the Rams and Chiefs refs. Should we include the Colts refs in here? Movie Talk. I mean, they got literally 7 free points off the missed Darnold face mask. What about Matt Stafford? I would love Matt Stafford. Would you guys do this deal? We trade our entire team, Justin Jefferson, Christian Darrisaw, the whole crew. Would you guys do it for the Rams and Chiefs refs? Give me a Y for yes and for no. Serious question. Serious conversations going on right now with 24 minutes remaining. Nevada's saying no. I mean, if we're getting the Chiefs refs, everybody, it doesn't matter who's on our team. Yeah, a lot of refs going in. 100% Chiefs refs carry. Nobody makes a bigger impact on the game of football than the Chiefs officiating crew. Even more of an impact than Mahomes. Obviously just messing around here. But, let's quickly just go through the trades today. As we are 24 minutes away, looking more and more unlikely. So we can start off with the Vikings deals that they have already made. Cam Robinson for a conditional 5th-round pick, most likely going to turn into a 4th. They also traded for Cam Akers, conditional 2025 6th-round pick. Went to Houston there. So the Vikings made 2 trades before the deadline. And then this morning, the Lions got it started with Zadarius Smith. He was traded for a 5th-round pick, and they also got a 7th in return. The Bears, they made a trade as well. They sent Khalil Herbert to the Cincinnati Bengals for a 7th-round pick. Weirdest trade of the day, though, goes to the Dallas Cowboys, is they traded for Jonathan Mingo for a 4th-round pick. What is Jerry Jones doing? I mean, just chaos there in Dallas, man. But this is the biggest trade of the day, in my opinion. Marshon Lattimore. He does head to Washington. It was a great deal for the Commanders. Honestly, the draft capital that they're giving up. You know what? Also, you see this right here. The Saints' 4th-round pick, or the Commanders' 4th-round pick, that's going to be in the later of the that's probably going to be in like the 20s, the 32s of that round. The Saints' 5th-round pick, that's damn near a 4th-round pick with how bad they're going to be. So I thought this was a great deal for Washington. You're getting an all-pro corner in Marshon Lattimore. And also the Saints just needed to do this. Honestly, like it from both guys. As Ross Olson just heard, Titans are taking calls about 30 minutes ago for Simmons. Yeah, teams are calling for Jeffery Simmons. Will it be the Minnesota Vikings? You know what the one thing with Kwesi I've always appreciated? You never know. Like, Kwesi's a believer in FDM picks, which is something I've always appreciated with him. No more Mike Evans and Lattimore spicy matchups. Yeah, that's a good point. Unless, what if the Buccaneers play the Commanders in the playoffs? Would the Bucs get hot here? Nah, but that's a good point, TF. We good. Coming in from Vincent. They should sign you to lead us for a Super Bowl. All right, let me ask you guys this. Would you guys hire me as the Vikings general manager? I will say I would be way too aggressive. That would be my downfall. If I was the Vikes GM, I am either winning a Super Bowl in the first 2 years or I am setting this franchise back for the next 10 seasons. We are going all in. Right now, if I'm the Vikes GM, I'm 2 firsts and a 3rd. We're offering that for Quinnen Williams, Jeffery Simmons, and Dexter Lawrence. A lot of hell no's coming in. Ross saying, hell yeah, if I could swing the Chiefs refs. Oh, also, guys, we would be paying the refs under the table if I was the general manager. Oh, yeah, Abe. I would be sending all the 2040 draft capital, even though, you can't do that. But I would be sending everything. Like, if I was the GM for the Vikes, we are winning a Super Bowl in the next 3 seasons. And if we don't, the franchise is set back for the next 10 years. Are we the Rams or something? Harvey, I would treat it like the Rams. And you know what? They got a Super Bowl out of it. But this was the last trade that went down today. Tre'Davious White went to Baltimore. Oh, yeah, exactly. Silverback. I would turn us into the Saints. Unless it worked out. Young Good, hire you since you want defensive tackles. I mean, I'm sure the Vikes front office wants some D tackles as well. Angel, go all in on defense. Calais Campbell's my guy. Ethan, Seep says Vikes GM, we win 2 bowls in a row. Oh, dude. We would be going all in every single year, man. Tom Lyle saying F the Saints. Herschel Walker saying Vikings trade. Yeah, that would be me. 20 minutes, Garrett. 20 minutes. It's a good point. You know what, guys? I'm not a superstitious guy, but let's just send some energy. Maybe Kwesi's watching us right now, huh? What if there's a chance? He's just in his office. He's just going on YouTube, looking up Vikings content, maybe. If you guys want to send a message right now, let's get the biggest skull chant we've ever have seen in the live chat. Want the Vikes to make a move? If yes, give me a skull down below. Legend saying skull. Shout out to you. Shout out to Skull Jets. Tom Lyles. Cody saying trade Bradbury. Don't think anybody's taking him. Was Zazy. Ethan. Joe Click. Eric Mott. Bob Bobby. Darius. Tony. John. Gerald, you guys are getting it going. We're 20 minutes away. You guys want the Vikings to make a move? Give me a skull down below in the comments section. Joseph saying, trade them all. Give us the chunky man now. We need a big fella. We need a belly. I want the Vikings trading for somebody with the belly today. Hopefully that plays defensive tackle. Jasper saying skull. Who are you, my guy, saying skull. Zombie Nation saying Jared Allen. Not a bad choice. Joe Thompson. Carter. Heavy. Joe, Skull Nation. Tyler saying skull from the UK. Shout out to you. Let's go. Get the skulls going. If you guys want the Vikes to make a move, we're 18 minutes away from the trade deadline. Will we get a last-second move in here? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Alrighty. Oh, man. I'm a little nervous. I don't see him making a move. Oh, wow. Harvey Buxton with breaking news in chat. Dexter Lawrence to the Vikings. I am currently dreaming. That would have been a funny short idea. If I woke up and I was like, oh, the Vikings traded for Dexter Lawrence in my dreams. 3:45. I feel a move coming. At that 15-minute mark, Josh is calling it. Vikes are making a move. Yeah, but news of the day for the Minnesota Vikings, Will Reichard does go the IR, and then John Parker Romo was signed. So John Parker Romo, former XFL kicker, will be kicking field goals and extra points for this team this upcoming week and probably for the next 4 weeks. Caleb Hammer saying breaking news, Dexter Lawrence and Quinnen Williams to the Vikings for 2 firsts. Could you imagine? Would you rather have Parker Romo or Blanket Chip? Parker Romo. Blanket Chip blows. He is just not a good kicker. Roger Bong, what up, Raj? Hey, we also got 970 people in the building. If you guys haven't already, I'd appreciate it. If you guys hit that sub button, man. We're gonna try to do more live content here. Not just for our watch parties. Actually, I'll ask you guys this. Do you guys, everybody watching right now, do you guys tune in for our watch parties every single game day? Just give me a skull if you do. I'm just trying to catch a pulse here. Or if you guys don't know about them, that's totally fine. Just give me a no. I'm just trying to see if we get a different audience here. Because we got over 950 people in the building. If you guys tune in for our watch parties, just give me a skull. Pretty much what we do, we go live for every game day an hour before kickoff. We just do some live play-by-play. It's kind of just like a Vikings fan reacts. Just curious. And if you guys don't, I encourage you guys to do so. I think they're a ton of fun. Josh saying, no, I just subbed, but I'll be here for the watch parties. Yeah, if you guys could, tune in for our watch parties. They're a ton of fun. And obviously with this being an exciting Viking season, if you guys, Harvey Buxton saying it's not worth watching. Nah, not at all, Harvey. Not at all. Nah, Harvey's a real one. He's always supporting the watch parties. Yeah, they get crazy, man. They get crazy. Wasn't Dobbs at the last minutes of last year? I don't think it was last minute. I think Dobbs was around noon. Andy, they moved it back. They moved it back. I just come in to watch your reaction when a big or bad plays happen. Yeah, I don't blame you for that at all. I watch but mute it. Yeah, I was just curious. Hey, also, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, we just crossed over 40K. Shout out to whoever just hit that sub button. It's a live counter. I post videos every single day. Most days I post multiple. So if you guys want to, stay up to date or on the latest around your Minnesota Vikings, hit that sub button. I would really appreciate it. We gotta get. All right, let me ask you guys this: who is the player we're trading for? Name them for me down below. Who are the Vikings trading for? We got 1,000 people watching. I want all of you guys to get your thoughts in the comment section. Ethan saying, looks like Kwesi is sleeping. Yeah. No moves today. They did sign kicker John Parker Romo. Will Reichard goes to IR. Kwesi, if you are watching right now, call Tennessee, call New York, both New York teams. Try to get one of those guys on the defensive line. Osa from the Cowboys, I'd be in on him as well. Calais Campbell's my guy, though. Calais Campbell's my guy. He's an older guy. He would be a one-year rental. He'd be a big play player. You know, he's not going to be an every down guy. Wesley saying, could there be a trade that happens and isn't announced? Yeah, I mean, definitely. That normally goes down. So we'll stay live for about 20 minutes after just to be sure here. Royce saying Matt Stafford, not going to happen. Trevor, not a fan of Calais Campbell. Adam Thielen reunion. Is it Campbell or Old Man Withers? I'm going to go Campbell. I would take Campbell. Yeah, I'm with it. Calais Campbell makes too much sense. You're watching this Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. Pick up the phone. Call Miami. Call Miami. Would you want Thielen back? Probably not. I just don't think he would have a big role. And plus, we talk about, getting Addison more looks here. Like, bringing in Thielen. That's just going to take looks away from him. Then plus, like, a guy like I thought Jalen Naylor has been awesome so far this season. Harvey, one of the Jets CBs. Unfortunately, Jets aren't selling anybody, or else I would have loved that. Bringing Buckner from the Colts. I would give up a first for Buckner. Great at getting pressure from the interior as well. Deion Sanders out of retirement. Micah Parsons. DJ Reed. I would love DJ Reed. You guys know I'm a big fan of him. Sauce Gardner. Give me Simmons and Horn. Stop playing, start cooking. I love that. Stop playing, start cooking. Shout out to Gary. Campbell for me. Kind of want to trade for Antoine Winfield Jr. just because he's fun to watch. Dude, he was awesome last night. Antoine Winfield, if you guys saw his play, he was unbelievable. Devin Hester for our returns. You guys are funny, man. Brad saying Dexter from the Big Apple to the Mini Apple. God, you guys got bars in the chat today. Look at you guys bringing it. Will we let somebody go for picks? The only two players I could see being traded away from the Vikings to get draft capital, which very well could happen, Brian Asamoah or Patrick Jones the second. Christian Wilkins for 2 firsts and Phillips. I don't know if I would do that. I don't know if I'd want to give up Harrison Phillips. He's such a good locker room guy, and plus, why would you attach 2 firsts? Like, yes, Christian Wilkins is a dog, but he's also hurt too. So, thoughts on Sebastian Joseph Day? I'd be in as well. The Jets are getting calls on him, so maybe that's a move that goes down at the last second. One of these teams, like that's why the last 10 minutes of this is going to be so exciting, because one of these teams can just get desperate enough. Rams got Tre'Davious White. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Just a 7th-round pick swap, year of the year. Wyatt Teller, I would love Wyatt Teller. I would love Wyatt Teller. Skull from Germany, shout out to you. Would you be mad if the Vikings gave 3 firsts for Dexter Lawrence? It's a hefty price, but, I mean, Dexter Lawrence is a hell of a player, man. He's a hell of a player. I honestly wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it. I would not hate it. Caleb saying, here we go, Vikings. Go all in right now. Call Carolina and Giants. Get all 3 players. Hopefully they make a move, man. Give us a little more juice here. We're about at that 10-minute marker. We're almost at the 10-minute marker from the trade deadline. Rosters will be set after this. Will Kwesi make a move? Great point, Heavy Metal. Kwesi sucks at drafting. F them picks. I'm with you. There we go. We are under 10 minutes from the NFL trade deadline. Rosters are about to be set here. 9 minutes away. Oh, man. Here we go. Kwesi's got to wake up, man. Kwesi's making a trade with 30 seconds left. What if one of these teams gets desperate? If one of these teams gets desperate. We'll see what happens. Kwesi Cook. The grill is on. Is it on right now? Is he cooking something up? Does he have all the ingredients? Like, what is Kwesi making right now? Is he just making like a burger, or is he making a steak? Get either Derek Brown, Lawrence, Horn, or Snead. All in on all of those guys. All in on all of them. What if Kwesi forgot to change his clock? Ooh, Jay. Could you imagine that? Kwesi like just starts calling guys like an hour late, and they're like, hey, the trade deadline's passed. Hayden saying Kwesi's cooking a full course meal as we speak. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, I say we get it going one more time. There's only 8.5 minutes left. If you guys want the Vikings to make a trade, give me a skull down below. We got 1,200 people in the building. Give me 1,200 skulls in the live chat right now. Kwesi, if you're watching this, look at all the fans. Look at the fans in the live chat right now. Look at the fans. They want to move. Get the skulls going, baby. Get the skulls going. Almost 1,300 people in here. Shout out to Gary, Eric Mott, Skull Nation. All of the real ones in the building. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Caleb. Will the Vikings do it, man? What do you guys think? Are they making a move? The rosters are about to be set. 7.5 minutes. Defensive line. Calais Campbell. Calais Campbell. Calais Campbell. Calais Campbell. Calais Campbell. DeForest Buckner. Teams are calling. I am sure. Little, again, reckless speculation here. Shout out to the Score North boys. I love that phrase. Reckless speculation. I bet you the Dolphins are taking calls right now for Calais. And the Bengals have been calling for interior defensive linemen apparently. There's a lot of teams calling for interior D linemen. I bet you, they're just waiting for the last second here. They're going back and forth, seeing what type of deal they can get. I'll ask you guys this. Would you trade 3 first-round picks for Dexter Lawrence? 3 first-round picks. Would you do it? To go land sexy Dexy in Minnesota. Would you do it? See, that's also a thing here. You were thinking before the draft, Vikings were probably going to use that first to go trade up to get a quarterback. They were able to keep it. You don't have your second for next season. You don't have your third. You should get a conditional. Would you give 3 first-round picks for Dexter Lawrence? Maybe I'm drinking a little too much purple Kool-Aid, but I think I would. I think I would do it. No. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Apparently, Josina Anderson is saying the Vikings are staying put. Minnesota standing pat through the trade deadline, I'm told. Coming in from Josina Anderson. Don't expect a trade here. We'll see, though. Josina's been wrong in the past. Josina's been wrong in the past. You never know. We have a direct source to Josina saying don't trust her. Oh, man. Josina saying Minnesota is standing pat through the deadline. Is that going to happen? That's the tweet right there. Josina Anderson saying the Vikings are going to stay put. Don't expect a trade in the next 5 minutes here. Winter Storm saying that means a big trade is coming. Yeah. Josina's been wrong. She's been wrong a lot. But that's the latest what we're hearing. Was Zazie saying boo? Standing pat, okay, see ya. What will happen? Less than 4 minutes remaining. Less than 4 minutes remaining. Wish we could get a center. Yeah, it's just tough to trade for interior offensive linemen. I mean, it's tough to trade for tackles, and the Vikings, were able to pull that off, which is great. Hey, also, if the Vikings do, not make a move here, we got Cam Robinson. Like, that was a hell of a trade, guys. Like, he looked great in the first game. I understand we want the Vikings to go make a move. I wanted a corner. I wanted a defensive lineman. But how about this? What if the Vikings are saying, hey, when Cashman gets back, we got a top 5 offense. With Hockenson getting back, this offense is getting going, even though there's no Christian Darrisaw. Maybe they're saying we could be a top 10 offense, a top 5 defense. You just make stuff happen in the playoffs. I understand. We all want the Vikings to make a move, but I'll toss up on screen right here. This was the trade. This was the trade for the Vikings at the deadline, and I thought it was a great one. He really, really did look good. His debut. Oh, man. Yeah, guys, if you guys are really that upset about this, come on, man. You guys are really upset. Come on. Come on. That was a long shot for us to make a move. Yeah, movie talks coming in. Vikings aren't making a move via Twitter. This is from Josina Anderson. So, again, she could be wrong. She could be wrong. She's been wrong in the past. So, we'll see. Yeah, but according to the Twitter streets, the Vikings are going to stay put. Going to stand pat, and they're not going to make a move. That's all right. That's all right. Cam Robinson was our move. So I don't want anybody freaking out saying that the season is over because the Vikings didn't go all in at the deadline. You know what that means? The offseason is going to be more entertaining. We're going to have a first-round pick for next year. You guys actually know what my dream is for the Vikings to draft, and normally I'm not a big draft a running back guy, but Ashton Gentry from Boise, I'd be all in. Or Gentry. Yeah, Cam was a great splash trade, guys. Come on. I understand we all wanted them to make a trade, but they made a trade. Black Al Bundy coming in saying the CD injury made Kwesi have to pivot, whereas though he might have made a trade today, but he can't. That's also a great point. Like, listen, guys, if Christian Darrisaw didn't get hurt, maybe the Vikings would have, made a big-time move today. But they addressed – because, all right, think about it from before the Darrisaw injury. Even though I know D-tackle and cornerback was definitely a position of need, mainly defensive tackle, but guys, left tackle was by far the biggest position of need without Darrisaw. Come on. So it's all Christian's fault. I'm not saying it's Darrisaw's fault, Harvey, but that definitely played an impact on it. No, great point from the Black Al Bundy. Lions going to run all over us. Hey, we also didn't have Cashman against the Lions, everybody. We did not have Cashman. That will make a difference. You know who the Vikings traded for today? Blake Cashman. We're 55 seconds away. One last run, or else the Vikings roster is set for the rest of the season. If you guys want the Vikes to make a move, give me a skull. Shane saying, not going to lie, this trade deadline has been boring. Boring for the Vikings. I thought it was pretty interesting for the rest of the league. Yeah, Preston Smith out of the division. Khalil Herbert out of the division. Zadarius Smith comes into the division to the Detroit Lions. Yeah, Charles. Great point, Charles. The Lions run all over everybody. I still think Cashman coming back, that will play an impact here. But we're 18 seconds away. Looks like we're not going to get a move, and the Vikings roster is going to be set. Now, once this trade deadline passes, I encourage all of you guys to stay in the building. We're going to recap the deadline, and we're going to talk about, where does this team go from here? There we go. It is official. 3 o'clock. Looks like the Vikings did not make a move. All right, the trade deadline has come and gone. If trades are not in by now, they have not happened. Coming in from Ian Rappaport. Looks like the Vikings did not make a move. Live chat rocks. Shout out to you, T-Sugar. Waste of a season. Come on, guys. This was our move. This was our move up here. Can we trade Ingram for a new water cooler? I don't know if Ingram would go. Ingram would probably go for an old water cooler. Watch parties kick ass. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, if you guys, everybody in the building right now, we go live for every game day. So if you guys haven't tuned into one of those, I encourage you guys to do so. This weekend we'll be live at 11 a.m. breaking down the game versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Is Jordan Addison underrated? 100%. Now, I'm going to open this up. Vikings vent line time. If you guys want to get your thoughts and questions up on screen, super chat to get up on the show. We'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, as Dexter Lawrence is not going to the Minnesota Vikings. I understand we all wanted Dexter, but this could be a trade you make in the offseason. It could definitely happen. Turner will get more snaps, and our pass rush will be fine. I'm with you, Logan. Yeah, Vikings stay put. No trades. No trades, as Harvey just saying, Oh, we do have a trade. We do have a trade. It's not with the Vikings. The Texans. Okay, so there's a chance here. We still get trades rolling in. Diana Rossini saying the Texans are trading defensive tackle Khalil Davis to the 49ers. So defensive tackle gets dealt after the deadline. All right, once we get those trade details, we'll throw it up on screen. See what my man Harvey had to say, though. Harvey's just saying, shout out to you, Harvey. Harvey, I always appreciate you tuning in, man. What the Texans doing, I don't know. Trading one of their defensive tackles to the Niners. So the Niners get better. So the Niners, the Lions, the Commanders. All teams the Vikings are kind of competing with for the second best team in the NFC. They have all made moves. Yeah, if you guys want to super chat, get your thoughts up on screen. We'll break it down. We'll talk about it. Movie Talk Studio saying $5 or $5 coming in. We'll get that up on screen here in a sec. So you still got trades coming in here, fellas. So maybe something could happen. But I doubt it. But Harvey, I appreciate you as always, man. Salute to you. Wow, way to get you excited. Harvey, that's my job. I'm just supposed to tease you guys a little bit with these trade rumors, man. We got to talk about it all because I know, 99% of the players we talk about the Vikes trading for, normally it doesn't happen. But, yeah, no, Gary, 100%. They're still able to announce some deals. It's not over yet, but Movie Talk Studio saying, I got confidence in our team. We got mistakes to fix up, but this is why we have B-Flow. Coaching staff will ultimately make this defense better. Trust. I love that. I love that. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, Roger. We're also going to be going live at 3 p.m. tomorrow. We're going to be breaking down. We're going to go over a Jacksonville Jaguars preview on our live show tomorrow. We'll be having a mailbag where you guys can ask questions. We'll get your thoughts up on screen. And we'll also talk about some other stuff tomorrow. So if you guys have tuned in today, I suggest you guys tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. Go on YouTube at 3 p.m. and tune in for our live show. You guys will see us there, and we will be live. And if you guys are going to tune in, give me a skull in the live chat right now. I always appreciate the guys that tune in for our live shows. It really does go a long way here. Joseph saying F them picks. Yeah, one final trade at the deadline coming in from Schefter. Texans traded defensive tackle Khalil Davis. So we are still getting trades in here. Here it is. Texans sending the Niners some help. Look at D'Amico. D'Amico sending a player to his former team. No, but Movie Talk Studios, Super Chat, I'm with you. I got faith. I got faith. I still think this is the second best team in the league. All the hype for nothing. Yeah, hey, it was still fun, guys. It was a great time hanging out with you. So seriously, shout out to you guys for tuning in. Shout out to you guys for tuning in. Can I ask one thing of you guys? I know I ask a lot. I ask you guys to subscribe. I ask you guys to like the video. I ask a lot out of you guys. But my Twitter account, I'm actually 2 followers away from 1,000 followers on Twitter. I would love to get there. I'm going to put that link in the live chat right now. If you guys could give me a follow over there, I will follow you guys right back. I'm not too big to, not follow people back. But that link is in the live chat. I'm actually just a couple of followers away from 1,000. So if you guys could, I would really appreciate it, man. Actually, I'm one follower away from 1,000. Who's going to do it? One more Twitter follower, and I'm at 1,000. Because I think we just got it. Josh and Byron Murphy. There we go. I just followed you guys back. Thank you guys so much. There we go. 1,000 followers on Twitter. Tony, I followed you back. Harvey Buxton just followed me. Oh, Harvey, I got beef with you now. Oh, Harvey. Oh, Harvey. I am on Twitter. I would appreciate if you guys give me a follow. I'm following all of you guys back right now. Coach Gerald Woodman. Shout out to you. Football coach. Oh, that's awesome. Shout out to you, Gerald. Thanks for tuning in, man. That's what's up. Gerald, I might hit you up about some questions about Viking schemes and all that. Love to have a good football mind here on the channel. Following all of you guys back, but Harvey Buxton, me and you got beef now, man. Me and you got beef now. Yeah, I appreciate you guys, though, for giving me a follow on Twitter. Shout out to all of y'all. Let's do some super chats rolling in here. Get you guys up on screen. Again, super chat to get up on the show. We'll break it all down. I followed you, Charles. All righty. I got you. Appreciate you. As captain, saying it's okay. Akers and Robinson are beasts. I'm with you. I mean, the Vikings still made 2 good moves today. Or not today, but before the deadline. Yeah, we're following all of you guys back right now. Appreciate you. Steve, shout out to you. Charles, I just followed you back. Appreciate you, Charles. I love you guys supporting, hey, I'm a young Vikings content creator. Movie Talks, and I sent another super chat. I got you, Movie Talk, saying, we will work with what we have. A smart decision to bench Ingram and put Reisner in. Work on Sammy Darnold and his mental mindset. Yeah, like the problems with the Vikings, I understand that we wanted to, them to go for a defensive tackle. And obviously we wanted them to make a move. But, I think some of the issues we have on this football team can be fixed within the building. And, guys, just be honest here. Let's just say the Vikings didn't trade for a left tackle before this deadline. What would you guys be saying right now? If the Vikings didn't trade for Cam Robinson and we had to move Brando, the left tackle, Reisner goes to right or left guard, seriously, we would all be panicking right now. So I understand we're a little upset. Vikings front office didn't make a move, but that Robinson move was so necessary. Harvey, I just saw you followed me back on Twitter, bro. Man, oh man. Shout out to Yusuf. Hit me up on Twitter. I appreciate you, man. No, seriously, what would the conversation be right now if we didn't trade for Cam Robinson? And also, let's just say Darisaw didn't get hurt. Let me see who said that. Yeah, it was a Black Al Bundy, absolute wild name out of you, but the CD injury made Kwesi have to pivot, whereas though he might have done a trade today, but can't. I totally agree with this. If Christian Darisaw was healthy and we didn't have to trade some of our very limited draft capital for Cam Robinson, you probably make a move today. Oh, Vikings, yeah, in the live chat saying the conversation would have been crazy. You guys would have been calling for Kwesi's head here. Let me ask you guys this, though. I actually want a question for you guys. We'll get to the rest of these super chats that are rolling in. I appreciate you, man. Really goes a long way. And plus, I love just chopping it up, talking ball with you guys. Let me ask you guys this. Grade Kwesi as a GM. How do you guys feel about him? A, B, C, D, or F? Shout out to Vikings in the chat. Shout out to you. Brett Taylor, I'll throw that up on screen here in a second. Just want to get the pulse of the fan base on this one. Summer's giving him a B. Shout out to you, Summer. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry about your mod situation, but that was from the top down at our company. We had to get rid of a lot of mods. So appreciate you, not taking it too personally. Got a lot of B's rolling in. Ross going B. Vikings going B. Movie Talks going A. Summer going meh. Matt L going B-. Gerard going A. Vikings B. Zombie saying this is a joke. Guys, listen, I would be saying this is a joke if we didn't make a trade for a left tackle, but we did. Harvey going C, nothing special. Guys, I mean, I'll probably go B+ for him so far. Like, look at his free agency class. Van Ginkel, Grenard, Cashman. Guys, those are probably our 3 best defensive players, and we got him on steals of a deal. Like, Grenard was 4 for 72. Yes, the drafts have been an issue. No doubt about it. He has been a good drafter. Hopefully that will change. I thought free agency. Like, the Vikings have a really good roster. Left tackle. We got wide receivers. We got weapons. Like, that trade for TJ Hawkinson he made. That was a great move. Sam Darnold. Like, picking him up in free agency. Great point, movie talks. I hear you guys, but he is bad at drafting, but he's very good at making trades and finding free agents. Yeah, Harvey, free agents A's, free agents A, drafts F. Probably agree with you on that. But we do have another one rolling in. Let me just get this up on screen for you guys. You got Brett Taylor. Shout out to Brett. Everybody show Brett Taylor some love. Saying Vikings just good enough to sell tickets, but not going all in. Vikings think they're Super Bowl worthy. I get what you're saying, but guys, at the end of the day, only one team can win a Super Bowl. I mean, look at how many terrible teams are. I butchered that last comment. No, you're good. But imagine how many terrible teams are in the NFL right now. Like, just kind of be grateful for what we have as Vikings fans. Like, I work, here at Chat Sports, we have fans of, countless a number of teams, and like the Dolphins this year, like they're 2-7, they're a joke. Like, there's so many teams, like the Raiders. Could you imagine being a Raiders fan? Like a Cowboys fan even. Like, at least the Vikings are set up for success here for the near future, which is a great thing. Yeah, Flo got his guys. I'm all right with the Vikings staying put. I would like for him to make a move, but, this is the long-term game here. And he got a chance still. Like, the Super Bowl is not off the table. You go to Detroit, you have a couple plays go your way, scoop and score, pick 6, special teams touchdown. Like, you got a chance, man. You got a chance. Oh, we appreciate you, Brett. Shout out to you. Toss this back up on screen here. Go. Grade Kwesi Adofo-Mensah as a GM so far. A, B, C, D, or F. Vikings are hard to watch, taking at least 10 years off everyone's life. That also is a good point, but I blame the players for that one. Like, at least the Vikings did something. They got Cam Robinson, man. Got Mark going B+, Daniel going D. I have to disagree with you on that, Daniel. I mean, you built a roster that's 6-2 right now. You could give a lot of credit to the coaching staff. I know drafts have been bad, but great entertainment, Harvey. That's why they sell tickets. Kind of speaking to Brett's super chat there. Got some more followers. I'll follow you guys back. Shout out to Ethan, Ted Herman, and Najord Jansen. Just gave you guys all a follow back on Twitter. It actually just crossed over 1,000. Appreciate you guys. 1,000 followers on Twitter. That's what's up. Skull Leave, also going to follow you back. Shout out to you. And Delamonte, giving you a follow back. I got you. Also, I love this. Vikings News tweeted this out. Come on, do something. The trade deadline. Love that. Bob going A+++. Skull Vikings. Yeah, trade deadline is over. There will be no more trades. This is going to be the final roster for our Minnesota Vikings. Also, Harvey Buxton just gave me a follow back. Appreciate you, Harvey. Harvey, I'd love to grab a beer with you one of these days, man. Harvey, if I ever make a trip across the pond here, are you going to be too cool to meet up with me, or are we going to be able to go hang out? I was actually thinking about naming my first kid after Harvey Buxton. Harvey Buxton Siepman. Can you show us our full healthy best roster? It would take a little bit, but if you really want it, I could. Definitely hang out. Hey, I appreciate that, Harvey. I appreciate that. Signed a kicker and a long snapper. Wow. We had to. We had injuries there. Can I ask you guys this? Are you guys concerned about the Vikings kicking situation now? You guys concerned about the Vikings kicking situation? Or are you just worried about Reichard's injury? Give me a Y for yes and for no. Reichard did go to IR. Breaking news of the day was that the Vikings signed kicker John Parker Romo. So he'll be the kicker for the next 4 days here. As the Black Al Bundy coming in with a $10 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little worried about it because he's been awesome. Like, honestly, for the first time in a long time, I mean, everybody can relate to this feeling when, Vikings were really having their kicker struggles with, like, Dan Bailey, Greg Joseph, where, like, every time the Vikings, kicking unit would roll out there, I would be holding my breath every single time. And, Will Reichard, for the first time, I was like, man, I know Will's going to hit this. So, hopefully he'll take a full recovery. Again, he's a rookie, play the long-term game here. But hey, John Parker Romo's got a chance to go make a name for himself. So, he's got a chance. As Brett Taylor also sent in another 2 saying, yeah, I butchered that last comment. Shout out to you, though. Always appreciate you supporting the show. But the Black Al Bundy, let's go. $10 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Saying this year is the put the league on notice season. Next season with JJ, we kick in the damn door in, skull from Philly, and Kwesi gets an A- because we should have had a better right side of the O-line. I'm with you. I'm with you, but I will say this. Like, Brian O'Neill's still a great right tackle. And, maybe we put in Dalton Reisner there, and maybe he fixed all the issues at the interior of the offensive line. But, I don't got too much faith in that. I love that, though. Next season with JJ, we kick in the damn door in. I will say, with the Vikings not making a move, guys, this offseason is going to be hectic. Maybe not the draft with them only possibly having 4 picks here. Hopefully they get that conditional third. But free agency is going to be wild, man. Free agency is going to be wild. As you know what I'm going to do now, right now? I'm going to set a goal here. If we get 5 super chats of any amount, we will stay live for 30 more minutes. I'm going to do that. I'll give you guys 30 minutes to do so. But that's the goal. If you guys click the goal on the live chat, even if it's just $1, if we get $5 in here, we will stay live for the next 30 minutes. But Black Al Bundy, I'm with you. The Vikings definitely put the league on notice, more specifically their coaching staff. Like, now I feel like everybody is like, oh, Kevin O'Connell's a great young, head coach. Brian Flores is obviously a great defensive coordinator. Even a guy like, Josh McCown, great quarterback coach. Even a guy like, Wes Phillips, I think he's a good offensive coordinator. Like, the Vikings have one of the best, coaching staffs in the NFL. It looks like we already got one rolling in from my man Harvey. And then we also have Movie Talk Studio saying, no, Darnold just needs to get more first downs. Well, that's where his legs come into play, man. I want Darnold to start using his legs more. Third and 4 situations, 3rd and 5 situations, like, as Jordan Phillips is going to the Bills, another defensive lineman off the table. Yeah. But Darnold definitely needs to be better there. Put the goal in the live chat right now. If we get 4 more super chats, we're going to stay live for another 30 minutes. We'll stay live for another 30 minutes. As Harvey, he's answering the goal. Shout out to Harvey saying, skull to that. I appreciate you. There's one of them. And now we got 2 rolling in. The Black Al Bundy. Oh, I guess he just sent it in, so it doesn't count towards a goal, but I will count it in my head. Saying O'Neill's a beast. Ingram and Bradbury got to go. Yeah, free agency this year, you got to imagine Vikes are going to attack cornerback really hard. They're going to attack, interior offensive lineman, interior defensive lineman hard. Those are going to be the three biggest, position groups of need is corner, D-line, O-line after this season. We'll see what we do with Darnold. That's obviously a conversation for a different day, but how about you pay us for staying here? If I could, I would. If I could, I would. I'm paying you guys in content. How about that? Well, if we could draft SMH, that's also a good point. But free agency, you don't need the draft. You guys can already, Kwesi can already get some proven commodities. Is DJ Reed a free agent? Is he? Oh, I am tossing DJ Reed the bag. Let me just look this up here real quick. 2025 NFL free agents. We'll go over a list real quick. As Trisket PR, I did follow you back on Twitter. They're coming with the 5. All right. An early look at the top 50. So Javon Holland, safety from the Dolphins. T. Higgins will be out there. Trey Smith, interior offensive lineman of the Chiefs. He'll be out there. Ronnie Stanley, tackle for the Ravens. Chris Godwin. DJ Reed is a free agent. I already had my number one free agent target. It is DJ Reed. It is DJ Reed. Charvarius Ward, Zach Martin. Yeah, DJ Reed's my guy. I'm going all in on that. Are you guys with me on that? Trey Smith too? No, this is a good free agency class. It's a good year for the Vikings to have a lot of money to spend. Lennox saying DJ Reed just another Byron Murphy. No, he's not. DJ Reed's a top 10 cornerback in the league. He is better than Sauce Gardner. I think the Jets would make a mistake extending Sauce over DJ Reed, in my opinion. Plus, DJ's in his prime. I'm all in on that. I'm all in on that. Reed and drafted defensive lineman, all in on that move, Harvey. All in on that move. Do have some more rolling in. Trisket saying, did it feel like KOC's play calling was a lot better this past Sunday, or is it just me? I agree with you, Trisket. The one thing, and this isn't like play calling specifically, but I love the tempo the Vikings offense played with. Like, they were getting to the line fast, a lot more no huddle. I think they were just trying to simplify it a little bit so they could, get rid of the, pre-snap penalties. The Vikings didn't have a single pre-snap penalty versus the Colts. They did have to waste that one time out, but, honestly, in my opinion, that's all right. If that's like, at the end of the day, if you just have to waste the time out on one pre-snap penalty, I think that's a win in my book. As we are two $1 Super Chats away from staying live till 4 o'clock. We'll be live for the next 30 minutes. 2 more Super Chats come in. We're staying live for the next 30 minutes. Yeah, Trisket, I'm with you, though. I love this play calling. Actually, it's funny enough. I love that play action call to Josh Oliver. The play action, him rolling to the corner of the end zone. I thought that was a beautiful play call. And, I was watching the tape this past week. Darnold didn't miss a lot of opportunities. He converted on a lot of opportunities, but he didn't miss a lot as well. So, I agree with you, Trisket. I thought he got a lot better. And then Movie Talk Studio coming in saying, this is Darnold's rookie season in my books. I believe that KOC can still build him up to be a better quarterback. I'm believing we sign him for a year or two. I love this. Shout out to you, Movie Talk Studios. Don't worry, Movie. We will get to all of them. Yeah, I like that angle. I like that thought process here. I definitely view it as more of his rookie season as well. The only thing is like, I do think the Vikings, like, their goal here is and obviously I think this was their goal before the season, and anything can change. As we just did it. Our goal is complete. Look at that. 5 out of 5. You guys see it. I appreciate you. Thank you to all of you guys. We will be live here for the next 30 minutes, and then we will sign off. I'll actually put a timer in right now. Call this the Vikings Vent Line. You guys cool with that name? Vikings Vent Line? Put this at 3:52. There we go. We're going to stay live for the next 26 minutes because you guys crushed it. All right, back to what Movie Talks was saying though. Yeah, I agree with you. And I also like. Oh, that's a good point. I forgot they do have that. Let me just change this. Vikings fans, what should we call this? Vikings fans. Let's call this a Q&A session. Call this a Q&A session. I'll just take questions from you guys. Vikings Q&A. Next 25 minutes. Next 25 minutes. Have a good day to you, Ethan. Thanks for tuning in. Vikings Skull Rant. Let's call it a Q&A session right now. We'll get to you guys' super chats here in a sec. But yeah, Movie Talks, I'm with you. I wouldn't hate signing Darnold to, a 1 or 2 year deal after that. And then Harvey sending that $1 to get us there. And then also Brian Nasco. Shout out to you, Brian. First time super chatter as well. We appreciate it. But, this next 25 minutes, I'll just be answering questions from you guys in the live chat right now. So if you guys want to get your thoughts up on screen, super chat is the best way to do so. But we're going to be live for the next 25 minutes or so. So get your questions in there. We'll talk about it. We'll break it down here. Pat, bring Daniil back. It's just not going to happen. He'll probably end his career with the Houston Texans there. But I'll ask you guys this. Actually, we got to predict. We got this in here. How about this? Predict the record for the rest of this season. Eric saying Ian Rappaport just reported we traded for Jonathan Jones. I did not get that. That would have been awesome, though. Predict the Vikings record for the rest of this season. I got the Vikes going 13-4. I think you're going to lose to the Lions. And I think you're going to drop one of those fluky games. For some reason, I feel like Kirk's going to come in the U.S. Bank and get a win. I'm going to go 12-5, 13-4. That's what I'm going to do. As those are the first 2 wins. Skull Nation going 13-4. Brett Taylor going 12-5. Movie Talks going 14-3. I love that. Patrick giving Kwesi an A as the Vikes GM. Yeah, predict the record for me. Rest of the season for the Vikings. Lose to Lions and lose to Bears. You guys beating the Pack at home. A little sweep. I think I'm going to go 12-5. Harvey saying 15-2. You hyped us up. Vikes went out. Honestly, I would hate that if the Vikes went 15-2 and won the rest of their games, because then you would be the ones. Actually, no, obviously I wouldn't hate it. But then, though, they had a lot of pressure to those playoff games. But then you would be playing a home playoff game. Just need to win 2 home playoff games to get to the Super Bowl, which would be awesome. How was there a trade when the deadline ended? Some of these, GMs are still just figuring out the, financials. Never mind, Pat. Bogus X account. My bad. Oh, you have if you follow me on another one. My bad. I didn't see your follow. Mark going 6-11. The Vikings go 6-11. We have problems. Zachary Nestor, I got you. Just followed you back. Shout out to you. And then also Leap and Keith Sullivan. Just gave you guys a follow on Twitter. I appreciate you. Yeah, how about Andrew Booth Jr. got cut by the Cowboys early on today to make room for Jonathan Mingo. Oh, fake account. Gotcha, Eric. Yeah. Blake saying 15-2. Jay going 12-5. Astro going 13-4. Brett going Vikings lose. Bears, Packers, and at Detroit win the rest of the games. Cardinals and Falcons at home. Vikes will probably be favored in 5 in both those games, or by 5 in both those games. Should be a win. Let me actually just look up something real quick. Just get to the New York Times playoff predictor here. So, right now, if you guys had to guess, what % chance do the Vikings have to make the playoffs? What do you guys think? What do you think New York Times has the Vikings at? I got it pulled up. What % chance do the Vikings have to make the playoffs? Ross going 74, Movie Talks going 75, Brett 75, Winner 70, Trisket 63, Skull Nation 78. You guys are actually all way below, except for the Blackout Bundy. It's 87% chance to make the playoffs right now. What about the win the division? What do you think the % chance for the Vikings to win the division? Yeah, Al Bundy had that. He said 85. Yeah, it's 87%. What about to win the division? So you guys are coming in a little higher on this one. Andrew DePaulo and Will Reichard are both on injury reserve. That's coming in from Schefter right now. Win the division is 19%. 19% to win the division. 87% chance to make the playoffs. All right, let's just go early look at the Vikings' remaining schedule here. So they got the Vikes at a 54% chance only to beat the Jags. I think that's a little low. I think the Vikes should be able to go in there and get a win. They got a 63% chance for us to beat the Titans. So here, let's just work through the schedule here. I think the Vikes go on a 3-game road winning streak right here. They're going to beat the Jags, beat the Titans, beat the Bears. Then you got the Cardinals and the Falcons. At home, you should win those games. Then you got the Bears at home. You should win that game as well. I mean, Caleb Williams going against this Vikings defense with the crowd noise, it's going to be a problem. Say you rip off 5 wins here in a row. It'll be 6 wins in a row, actually. So they're 6-2. You'll be 12-2 heading into Seattle. Toss-up game there. I mean, if you win that, a chance to be 13-2. You beat the Packers, you're 14-2, and you got a NFC North title on the line against the Detroit Lions. Now, let me pull up the Lions schedule here. Where could the Lions lose? Ooh, they're in Houston this weekend. Vikings fans, we are big Texans fans this weekend. They're in Houston. They still got the Bills, and they still have to go to San Francisco on Monday night. This is huge. I didn't even realize this. The week before the Vikings play the Lions, week 18, last game of the season, they are in San Francisco on Monday Night Football. Wow. You know how we talk about the Lions hangover? The Niners kind of have that same effect. Wow. I mean, they also got the Bills. So they're in Houston. They got the Bills still, and they're still in San Francisco. Got to play the Packers still and the Bears twice. They got to go to Indy. Probably win that game. I mean, this division is not over yet. This division is not over. Got to have the Texans get a win this weekend. Then we could get back to the top of the NFC North. But the Lions did pick up Zadarius Smith today. Indy will be closer than you think. I hope so. That's week 12 in Indy. That's going to be a tough spot. Oh, Al Bundy, 100%. The Vikings will always be disrespected. Man, I didn't know that. The Lions still have to go to San Francisco on a Monday night before they play the Vikings. That is great news for this football team. That is great news. Yeah, hopefully, movie talk. Hopefully. Charles saying Detroit is the only game that will have me a bit concerned. Texans will fold like a cheap lawn chair versus Lions. I hope you're wrong on that, Charles, but you're probably right. Texans just lost to the Jets, but they have a little mini bye week. They played last Thursday. I don't hate it. Let me actually see what the spread is in that game. I think it was 3 for the Lions last time I saw. But man, if Houston could beat Detroit this weekend, that'll be huge. Brett saying Vikings have to stay healthy. Big ask. I mean, Cashman getting back is the key, man. Once you get Cashman back, that'll be the full unit out here. Man, that Christian Darrisaw injury just blows. All right, I'm still not over that. Vikings only favored by 4 in Jacksonville this week. I think the Vikes are going to smoke the Jags. I think that's going to be the offense's kind of game where it's we're a legit group. We have all of our Avengers here. We got all the weapons. Yeah, Lions are favored by 3.5. Sunday Night Football in Houston. That's going to be a fun one to watch. Ross saying, if I was a gambling man, I see us losing 2 games at Seattle and Detroit. I mean, you would still end up with what would our record be then? 13-4. Yeah, I think the Jags are in for a rude awakening this weekend. Eagles playing in Dallas. Jets are playing the Cardinals. Go Jets in that one. Bears against the Patriots. Go Patriots. Packers on their bye this week. Is Nico Collins playing? Let me actually see if they got a report on him. I haven't seen anything yet. I'm going to say no. Or is he eligible to come off IR this week? Yeah, Astro, I'm with you. I mean, the Texans are going to be a motivated group against the Lions this week. That is not just a rollover win for Detroit. I also agree with Charles. Texans don't have the toughness to hang with Detroit. And I also agree with Charles on that one. We should absolutely destroy the Jags. They're trash. I'm with you. I'm with you. Also want to give a massive shout out to everybody who hit that sub button today. We're at 40,444 subs. That's awesome. All credit to you guys on that one. Really, really, really do appreciate it, man. 40,000 subs. That is a incredible milestone. Honestly, never thought I would see the day that there are 40,000 Vikings fans out there that have hit that sub button. So seriously, thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. I know I say that all the time, and I know sometimes it's just one in ear or one in one ear out the other. Jeez, I can't talk right now. Been live for too long. Been live for 2.5 hours. But seriously, thank you guys. That really helps me out here. Like when I go and talk to my bosses, when I show them like, hey, look at what Vikings fans are doing, man. Like that's a big reason why I was able to go live today, is because of all the support we have shown. And I actually got some cool news. I don't know if you guys will care about this, but our Vikings channel here at Chat Sports, we picked up the most amount of subscribers out of every single channel. We have over 40 plus this past month. So seriously, I mean, if it wasn't for you guys, we would not be live right now. Just thank you. I know you guys hear it all the time from me, but it definitely doesn't go unnoticed. So this number right here, I mean, if we don't get another subscriber, for the next 2 months, I'm still super excited about what we did this season. But hey, we're the fastest growing Vikings YouTube channel out there, one of the fastest growing sports YouTube channels out there. So really just all credit to you guys, man. All credit to you guys. You guys are the best. Eric saying that's a testament to you, Pat. No, that's a testament to you guys. No one subscribed for a month. Nah. Keep putting in the work and we'll support. Hey, I'm going to try to get you guys a video or 2 every single day. Wouldn't be able to do this without you. Wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. Applause to you, man. You guys make this so easy. Like, I feel like I'm talking to my buddies, in the live chat right now. Let's just chopping it up about our favorite football team. And listen, I know there's a ton of other great Vikings YouTubers out there. You guys go support them as well. Like Score North, they do an awesome job over there. Some great insight. Purple for the win. He's a grinder. Go support him as well. But all Vikings YouTubers watch a lot of content, and also this you guys really never know how special a season is. So go consume every piece of content you can. Get out there. Comment on all these videos. Chop it up with other Vikings fans because I know it sounds crazy, but what if this is the Super Bowl season? You don't want to waste it. Live in the moment. Every injury report that comes out, enjoy it. Every rumor we get, every video we get, just really, really enjoy it. Because it's going to be a super, super fun ride. And also, I feel like the Viking season right now, it is just now starting. So yeah, just seriously, thank you guys so much. I mean, we almost had 15,000 people tune in today. So shout out to y'all. How hurt is Reichard? He is going on IR. He is on IR right now. So it's the latest we're hearing around him. Yeah, we already posted a video on the John Parker Romo signing and Will Reichard going to IR. So if you guys haven't checked it out, check it out. Did Joel Embiid just get suspended? The NBA has suspended Joel Embiid for 3 games. Wow. Little NBA news for you guys. Do you think there will be a movie about this season if we get it done? And what would you call it? Harvey, a great fucking question coming in from you. The Vikings win the Super Bowl this season. What would you call it? Ooh. Now all right, Harvey, can I create a movie for you guys? Because the NFL is the best reality TV show out there. I want you guys to close your eyes right now and walk this through with me. The Vikings, they have an unreal finish to the season. They go 14-3. They win the division in a massive win. It's a Will Reichard walk-off field goal in Detroit Week 18. We're all celebrating. We're going crazy. We get the bye week in the divisional. Or in the wild card. We're chilling. Divisional round comes. We got Kirk Cousins in our building. And we just smack the crap out of the Atlanta Falcons. Then NFC Championship rolls around. The Detroit Lions are in U.S. Bank Stadium with a ticket to the Super Bowl on the line. And all you're hearing throughout the week is how good the Lions are. The Lions are going to be favored in the game, probably by 3 points, even if it's in Minneapolis, and the Vikings get it done. And we're sitting here and we're saying, oh man, the Vikes are in the Super Bowl. And you know who's coming to town? How about this? The undefeated Kansas City Chiefs with a chance to go, or for a chance to be the first team ever to three-peat. The first team ever to go undefeated since the Miami Dolphins with Dan Marino. And it's Mahomes, Reed, and Kelce, DeAndre Hopkins, one of the best defenses in the league, squaring off with our Minnesota Vikings, and we would be heavy underdogs in that situation. And Sam Darnold stops the first three-peat since the Marino Dolphins. He breaks up the Kansas City Chiefs' undefeated season. I'm just saying. That would be the perfect story to the season. I don't know what I would call it. I'd be like the Minneapolis Underdogs. I like that, Skull Nation. The Why Not Us Vikings. I don't know what I would call it. The Minneapolis Miracles. Oh, I had that wrong. It wasn't freaking Marino. Or what was the Dolphins team that went undefeated? 1972, they won. Is it not Marino? Yeah, wrong era. My bad. That's on me. I just totally ruined that picture for you guys. Oh, it was Greasy. My bad. Bob Greasy. It was not Marino. Marino never won one. The no-name Dolphins. That's on me, fellas. That's hilarious. I'm too young. I'm only 25 years old. Should probably up my football history. Yeah. I got you. That's on me, fellas. That's on me. Then Taylor Swift breaks up with Kelce at halftime. That's hilarious. Yeah, but could you imagine if that's the situation for the Vikes? They got the undefeated Chiefs going for the three-peat in the Super Bowl, man. That would be awesome. Let me ask you guys this. Give the Vikings defense a Madden rating. Where do you have them standing right now? I got them probably a 90 overall. Brandy saying the Vikes trade for anyone? Cam Robinson. But today, no, they did not. Skull Nation going 91. Probably get the Vikes a 91 as well. Probably right there with you. Yeah, Bob Greasy. My bad, fellas. 91 when fit. Yeah, assume this is with Cashman in the lineup. Droll going 92. Or Drolla. Matt L going 86. Shout out to you, Matt, in the live chat. Probably give him a 91. Movie Talk Studios coming in. Maybe Movie Talk Studios should be the director of this film. He's saying Tom Holland is Sam Darnold. Shouldn't I play Sam Darnold? I mean, I got the red hair. I feel like I would be top of the actor list to get the Sam Darnold position. Sammy D, B+ grade coming in from Roger. You should play Kevin O'Connell. I don't know if I have the jawline that Kevin O'Connell's got, but seems so much like him. Hey, that's a huge compliment, man. KOC is a positive guy. I like to think of myself as a positive guy as well, so appreciate you. It's Charles saying the Falcons don't scare me. Oh, I mean, the Falcons would be scared of us if that was a playoff game. Is Cashman back this week? He should be. He should be back this week. Josh saying 95 for the defensive rating for the Vikes. I hear you. Yeah, we got 5 minutes and 30 seconds left. Last call to get your thoughts up on screen, and then we're going to sign off out of here. Last call. Last call, and we're going to sign off. How'd that work out for the Patriots? Yeah. It would literally be Eli Manning, or Sam Darnold starring as Eli Manning. Shakira as Patrick Mahomes. I'm dead. That's hilarious. Coming in from Movie Talks. Was Zazie going 92 with Cash? Yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in for this whole thing. Almost live for 3 hours here. Just doing it by myself, so I appreciate you. Astro, will the Vikes sign a free agent? I doubt it. Maybe if, somebody gets cut, but I don't think there's any free agents out there that are going to get serious playing time. Yeah, no trades today for the Vikes. They stayed put. It's going to keep the roster how it is. Signed Jason Kelce out of retirement. I'd love that, but Jordan Addison as David Tyree. Free 3. I would love that. Imagine a helmet catch from Addison in the Super Bowl. What position would we have needed? I would have liked Calais Campbell. That was kind of my guy. They wanted the Vikings to go get, but also Latimore. I wanted Latimore, but Latimore did go to Washington. Put up the trade details right here. Yeah, so this is what it took to get Latimore. Vikings just didn't have the draft capital to do so. I'll be supporting the channel more often. Have been here for a couple months. Appreciate your Movie Talks. Yeah, we'll be live tomorrow on the channel for everybody who wants to tune in at around 3 p.m. I want to watch a clip of Bradbury getting run over on a loop with the Benny Hill music playing over it. Oh, my God. He stepped on his foot, though, so it was all good. That was the most annoying thing I've seen on Twitter. He stepped on somebody's foot, so it's not his fault. Yeah, he still gave up a touchdown. That's a good point, Zach Gaiman. Unfortunately, if Kelce comes back, he's going to go back to the Eagles. He would go back to the Eagles. But we're under 3 minutes away. We're going to sign off right when that timer goes down. Got some other work here I need to get done. But seriously, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I've had around 15,000 people tune in. It's been awesome. It's been an awesome day. That's also a good point. I mean, Latimore's got his injury history. I mean, if you give up all that and he doesn't stay healthy. But I will say, Commanders had 9 picks for next season in that draft, so now they have 7 after this deal. So they're still good. Taking advantage of rookie quarterback deals. This is the reaction of it. You see teams going more all in. Jay Barrett, the trade deadline has passed, so we won't see a trade from the Minnesota Vikings today. Trade deadline has passed. Yeah, but seriously, thank you guys so much. You guys killed it today. Picked up a lot of new subscribers, which was awesome to see. I mean, look at that, guys. Credit to you. 40,451 subscribers. Great show. Thank you, Harvey. Rob Simpy, what's going on? Well, figured I stopped by here since I started with Tom, then Marsh, now ending it with Seeps. Hey, that's a big three, man. That's a big three. Whoops. I showed you guys a little too much of the behind the scenes right there, huh? Showed you guys a little too much. No, thank you guys so much. We're going to sign off, man. If you had to cut one Viking starter, who would it be? Ed Ingram. I think that's probably the answer everybody would give. Been with Chat Sports all day. Yeah, it was a pretty entertaining trade deadline, I must say. I wish the Vikings would have made a move, but if you guys could, you guys want to end it with a skull chant together as one. We only got 200 people left here in the building. Those are the real ones. So, was Zazie saying his new kicker good? I don't know. He was good at his last season in the XFL, but kicking in the NFL game, totally different. Higher stakes. So we'll see if he's got the mental strength to get it done. Love seeing you type Skull Simpy. Shout out to you. Harvey, thank you so much. I'm always giving you a hard time if we're going back and forth. Tom Wiles, appreciate you. Jay Barrett was Zazie. Movie Talks, thank you so much for your super chats today. Also, I love people who super chat who give me takes, who ask questions about the Vikings. It's the best way to super chat, in my opinion. Because then also it shows you guys care about what I have to say. But, shout out to Mr. Marble, Jay, Kevin, Drola. You and Tom Grassi should stream Week 17 together. I love that. Tom Grassi might be a little too big to get in contact with him. He is killing it. Astro saying Skull, shout out to you. But we're going to sign off here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. It was an awesome stream, but see you guys next time. As always, Skull Vikes will be live tomorrow, 3 p.m. Tune in then. We got a Jacksonville Jaguars deep dive as we start preparing for Week 10, guys. It is Week 10 of the NFL season. Everybody stay locked in. Everybody stay locked in. We got the home stretch here, so I'm excited. It's going to be a ton of fun. Seriously, all credit to you guys for tuning in today, man. Shout out to Terrell Miller saying Skull and the Black Al Bundy. Al Bundy, appreciate your super chat today as well. Ty Man, the Buckeye, Harvey Buxton, Movie Talk Studios. We'll see you guys next time. As always, Skull Vikes.